get going here for the big one, and we are live. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKR Sport. It is time for State of Origin Game 1. It is going to get fiery. It is going to get hot, and I tell you right now, this is going to be a romper stomper game. As we all know, when Queensland are considered the underdogs, they usually do pretty well. They usually do pretty well, but New South Wales are favourites for a reason. They're coming off the back of a series win last year. I know one of very few, but still, they are coming off a series win last year with a miracle win at Suncorp Stadium as well. So that does put a little bit of cat amongst the pigeons there as well with Suncorp Stadium, because usually Queensland wins there. But in Game 3 last year, in the decider, they weren't able to do it. So we were able to chuck a dog a bone for one game there in that series. And, we threw it there and said, hey, listen, you can have one. We usually win them, but you can have one. But today, guys, let's get into these two team lineups. We'll go over the previous games from last year and then also where all three games are for this season. So obviously, whack that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. The game does start in about 55 minutes time, so plenty of time still until the game starts. Get in the chat. Let me know who you're supporting. Let me know your predictions. God bless our soul tonight. You guys know Origin streams usually get pretty crazy around here. They usually get pretty crazy. Obviously, it's not too hard to tell which team I do support here. The Mighty Maroons, baby. Fire it up. The Mighty Maroons, fire it up. But I'm sure that I'm going to cop a lot of slack tonight. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of banter, and that is exactly what we are looking for. So like I said, thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it. So we will go through the team list twice today, one now, and then in about 50 minutes time, we'll go over it again. And like I said, we'll get into the previous games and whatnot now. But the Maroons, they're playing at home at Suncorp Stadium against the Blues. The fullback is Caleb Ponga from the Newcastle Knights, with the wingers being Xavier Coates and Valentine Holmes from the Melbourne Storm and St. George Illawarra Dragons. You go to the centres, interesting one here. Robert Toya from the Sydney Roosters and Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow from the the Dolphins. You go to the 5'8" of Cameron Munster from the Melbourne Storm, with the halfback being Daly Cherry Evans, Manly Seagulls, captain there, and also captain tonight for Queensland. You go to the props, Moeki Fotuaika and Tino Fa'asul Malawi, both Titans boys, both Gold Coast Titans boys in the front row, with Harry Grant from the Melbourne Storm in the hooker. You go to the back row, Ruben Cotter from the Cowboys and Jeremiah Nene from the Cowboys, with the 13 being Paddy Carrigan from the Broncos, who is also the lock. You go to the interchange, Tom Dearden, Lindsay Collins, Bobby Firma, and Trent Loiero, which is Cowboys, Roosters, Titans, and Melbourne Storm, with the 18th man replacement being Kurt Mann, and Jesse Arthurs is there too, but that'll obviously come down to the 18th man being Kurt Mann there, and obviously the coach is Billy Slater. So look, you look at this Queensland lineup and you go, Callum Ponga, when he is playing at Origin level, he really stands out completely comparatively to when he's at the Newcastle Knights. Newcastle Knights, the form is relatively up and down, and that is because the Newcastle Knights is obviously a lot harder for a team to work with. The Knights are a big struggle street in regards to their halves. There's been a lot of problems with them so far this season, and also for a few seasons now. Yes, I know that they come home strongly, but at the end of the day, they still do really nothing with their season, and currently they sit in fourth last. So I think that a lot of people look at this Ponga inclusion and go, oh, and I saw there was a lot of people discussing the fact that that young blood from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, I can't think of his name right now, but he's a nice little play coming through as the fullback. Actually, I do want to go and get that player's name. Jeez, my mind is absolutely blanking in regards to that Rabbitohs fullback that obviously did get kind of replaced by Trell in the end. But round 11, let's go to the game against the Tigers, where I'm sure he would have played. Team list. Where is he? Jai Gray, that's the name I'm looking for. I'm sure you guys in the chat were saying it, but I'm not reading the chat just yet. So Jai Gray. So a lot of people want Jai Gray to come in. I just don't think this is the right play. I think that it has to come down to experience with Queensland, especially when you're going up against this monster New South Wales team. That's why I'm so interested and intrigued by the selection of Robert Toya, because this is a very important game for Queensland. They lose this, and you find it not impossible, but extremely difficult to see them winning the series when the next game's in Perth, where they don't usually win. They have before, but they don't usually win. And then also New South Wales to finish it all off. Then again, New South Wales did it last year. So I didn't really agree that Jai Gray should be coming in, but maybe down the track for sure he's a good little player. But Callum Ponga gets in, and I think it's justifiably deserved. And even if Reece Walsh was healthy, he wasn't having a good season as well. So I definitely agree with the selection of Callum Ponga. The wings are fantastic. Val Holmes and Xavier Coates, they've been here before. They've done it before. Xavier Coates is one of the best wingers in the game. Val Holmes, maybe not the player that he once was, but still a very dominant player. Does push from the centre of the wing here for Origin. He does play the centres there for the Dragons. The centres, obviously, Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow and Robert Toya. Hamiso is obviously going to be included here. He's unlucky not to play the fullback spot. It's just that the fullbacks, there is quite a few really good ones, and you can push Hamiso into the centres where he does play so well. I don't think there's any question marks in regards to Hamiso, but Robert Toya, obviously this is 10 games into his NRL career, very young lad here. He's going up against Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell tonight. This is going to be a massive test for him. Now, he comes up against these guys in the NRL level, but we all know that playing at Origin level, yeah, you're playing against the same guys, but it's just at such higher stakes. There's so much more riding on it. So this is going to be a big pressure cooker test here for a young centre coming into the game to be able to hold off two of the best players in the game. Stephen Crichton, just incredible, and Latrell Mitchell has done it before for Origin and literally everywhere. He's a dominant centre. So I'm scared for Toya, but I'm excited to see why Billy Slater picked him, because there's going to be a reason why Billy picked him, and it's going to be a big one. Now, into the halves, there's no question marks here. Cameron Munster and Daly Cherry-Evans. Obviously, it is getting towards the back end of Daly Cherry-Evans' career now, so you're going to start thinking whether you're going to go with that combination of Cameron Munster or you're going to and Tom Dearden, or you're going to bring Sam Walker in, but he's obviously injured right now, so maybe in the next couple of years, but we're going to see him come back from his ACL injury before we can start thinking about that, because he was going to be the next in line effectively, but Dearden's obviously shot off the ranks as well. There's a few players kind of knocking around. The point of the matter is, though, that Munster at Origin level, whilst may not have been at his best the last couple of years, we know that he can turn it on. That 2020 Origin series was just absolutely phenomenal. 2021, obviously not so much for everyone, but 2020, he kind of won it on his own back, really. Like, Munster is a big-time player, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the man to match, because I think that he has a lot of pressure on him to kind of get back to the level that we know that he can be. And Cherry-Evans, he's gotten better with age, but he's having a bit of a tough season because he doesn't know what he's doing next year in the NRL. The props and Wakey for the Waker and Tena Fa'asul Malawi. Nothing wrong with Tino, nothing wrong with Mo. Do want to see a little bit more out of Mo, though. I think this season he hasn't been at his ripe old best for the Titans, and I think that we do need to see a bit more out of him. But there was one game for Origin where he absolutely annihilated it, and that was actually in a big-time loss. It was in one of those 2021 games, whether it was round one or game one or game two. Fodawaker absolutely turned up for it. So that's what the kind of game we need to be seeing from him tonight. He's not expected to be the big-time forward. He's not expected to be the main man. There's plenty of forwards here, absolutely plenty of forwards here that can be that main man, but you want to see him playing in that supplementary role that's just going to whack him hard, come in hard, and just slap it down. Number 9, Harry Grant. Actually, I don't believe he's won a game when starting at hooker. Usually it's Ben Hunt, but Harry Grant is the hooker here today. One of the best hookers in the game, has been for many years now. The Storm have been very hot and cold this season without Harry Grant, so there's no one else you're going to be selecting over Harry Grant. There just simply isn't. There's nobody else you're going to be selecting. Yeah, look, there's Reid Marnie, but he's got his own problems right now because apparently the Dogs don't even want him. So if the Dogs don't even want him, then it's going to be difficult to be seeing him playing in the Origin arena over a guy like Harry Grant at the Melbourne Storm. This back row does concern me a little bit in regards to defence, just because of Jeremiah Nene. His attack is really, really strong. You can put the ball up in the air. He is dominant in the back row. Hasn't really lit the world on fire when he's played for Queensland before, but, is one of the better, more consistent back rowers in regards to the attacking front. Just defensively, for years now, we've kind of made note that, yes, he can be broken through the lines. That's something that I do question there. But then again, who are you going to bring in over the top of it? New South Wales have the benefit of a lot more depth, whilst Queensland don't really have that depth, but they do have the gumption. They do have the art to really get up for it and to push through, despite the fact that the depth just isn't there in comparison to New South Wales for whatever reason, right? But Ruben Cotter is a fantastic player. Not sure back row is necessarily where I think that you would probably have seen Tommy Gilbert in the back row if he didn't get injured recently. I think it was last week when Tom Gilbert got injured. I feel like Billy probably would have selected Gilbert in that back row. But, Cotter does come on. I would have expected him probably to come off the bench, which I do like him from, and I do love a bit of Tommy Gilbert in that back row, but that wasn't to be. So, look, there's a bit of a question mark for me around the back row, but we'll see how that one cracks on. And then Paddy Carrigan, one of the best 13s in the game, not having an explosive season for the Brisbane Broncos, but then again, who is having an explosive season for the Brisbane Broncos besides maybe Jesse Arthurs, who has gotten a little bit quieter recently, is on the extended lineup here, will not probably be the 18th man, but is on the extended lineup. And then I do love this bench, though. I think this bench is absolutely outstanding. I am a little bit surprised, though, that Bowie Firma isn't actually starting today instead of Ruben Cotter. I would have expected Billy to actually put Ruben Cotter on the bench and then bring him on. And when you've got a pure back rower in Bowie Firma, who has been incredible for the Gold Coast Titans, regardless of how poor the seasons are going, he got injured for the entire season just a couple of years ago, and it's just gotten better and better and better, and is consistently one of the best players on the pitch there for the Gold Coast Titans, regardless of how much they're struggling. So I am surprised that Bowie Firma's not starting, but I just love this bench. Trent Loiero, I have never really been able to see it. I know Billy sees it in Queensland, see it in the selection team. Some people may be able to. I've never really been able to see what they see in regards to a representative jersey, but I trust their judgment. I trust their judgment that he's going to come and he's going to dominate. And then the other three are just, I'm not concerned about this bench. I'm not concerned about this bench. And genuinely, I will say, I genuinely rate the Queensland bench more than the New South Wales bench. And I can see there's some good players in the New South Wales bench. I genuinely think that this Queensland bench does have it over them. So, I can be completely proven wrong there. But overall, throughout this Queensland team, I think it is quite balanced. The only concern that I have is the back row, just because Coulter's not necessarily a starting, smack-bang back rower, and Jeremiah Nate defensively can leak. Overall, though, I trust the judgment of Billy Slater and the coaching department. So that's Queensland's team. New South Wales, on the other hand, you got Dylan Edwards from the Panthers. Then you go to the wings of Brian To'o and Zach Lomax from the Penrith Panthers, and also the Parramatta Squeals. Then you got the centres of Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell from the Canterbury Bulldogs and South Sydney Rabbitohs. The 5'8" is Mitchell Moses from the Parramatta Squeals. Nathan Cleary is the halfback from the Panthers. The front row is Mitchell Barnett from the Warriors and Payne Haas from the Brisbane Broncos. Number 9, Reece Robson from the Cowboys. When you go to the back row, Liam Martin and Angus Crichton from the Penrith Panthers and Sydney Roosters, with the 13 being the captain, Isaiah Yeo, who is also the captain of the Penrith Panthers. Actually, is the captain of the Penrith Panthers? I would assume he is. It could be Cleary. Let me know in the chat. But I think Isaiah Yeo is the captain of the Panthers. Then you go to the bench, which is Connor Watson, Spencer Leniu, Hudson Young, and my boy, Maxi King. So excited to see him. Connor Watson from the Roosters, Spencer Leniu from the Roosters, Hudson Young from the Canberra Raiders, and then Maxi King from the Canterbury Bulldogs, with the 18th man replacement being Campbell Graham, which he's a very unlucky guy that he's not able to get into these lineups. Now, he's not playing at the peak footy that he was pre-injury a couple of years ago, when everyone was demanding that he would come in. I think it was either last year or the year before that. Everyone was demanding Campbell Graham came in. I don't think they ended up selecting him, and then ultimately he got injured. But he is one of the unluckiest guys to not really get his crack here at Origin just yet. But let's go through the lineup. So Dylan Edwards, he's got so much competition all around the joint to hold out his spot. Tedesco's still playing some fantastic footy. You've got Ryan Pappenhausen, little puppy from Melbourne Storm, killing it. You just go around, like there's Tom Trebojevic, technically. There's Latrell Mitchell, who's actually in the team, but he's pushed to the centres. There's a plethora of option for the fullback spot. So you're pretty damn well good if you are able to hold that fullback spot in New South Wales. There's a lot of teams, a lot of players that are fighting for that one spot, because you look at the 7, there's not as much depth comparatively to how much depth New South Wales has in the fullback position. Edwards is a tough ball runner. He's very heavy in his runs. He's very safe under the high ball. There's nothing that you're really going to expect to go wrong too much from Dylan Edwards. Is he going to have the X factor of a little puppy Ryan Pappenhausen? Not necessarily. Is he going to have, the kind of dominant game that you could see from a Tommy Trebojevic? Not necessarily. But consistently, Dylan Edwards is probably the most consistent fullback in the game, where you just know what you're going to get, and it gives everybody else the ability to have that X factor. And there's plenty of X factor here to get them over the line. When you go to the wings of Brian To'o and Zach Lomax, was probably, for me, across the series last year, I think that Lomax, despite being a wanker off the field, on the field, absolutely fantastic. He was very clearly, for me, actually the best player in the series last year, and that was in his first series. That was in his first time that he was playing in the Origin Origin Arena. So it was actually quite spectacular to see him really come in and dominate. And, you know, he is on the wing here. Obviously, he's demanded that he plays centre for a long time now. But Lomax very clearly is just simply a better winger, because then we'd have to see his stupid flick passes to Rosette in the sideline. So I think that it's a fantastic position here for Lomax. And there's no worries about Brian To'o, who is the best winger in the game. He's the best winger in the game. He just simply is. Still. He still is. The centres of Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell is... Honestly, think of two more scary and dominating names than these guys. Crichton is Captain Fantastic for the Bulldogs. You know, he was unbelievable at the Panthers in their 4-peat, has come across now to the Bulldogs, 3-peat, and then has come across now to the Bulldogs and helped their development. He's been a huge inclusion and a huge part about how the Bulldogs have been able to rise to the place that they are at now. So I think that Stephen Crichton, his inclusion, really, whilst he's not going to be the X factor of a Lomax or a Brian To'o or a Trell Mitt, you know, these guys have the X factor. Stephen Crichton has that solidity, has the ability to have that X factor, but I really prefer to look at Stephen Crichton for his solidity rather than for that X factor role. Whilst Latrell Mitchell is just big, he's dominant, I believe when he's playing centre, I think he's the best centre in the game. And I've said this for many years now. When he moved to the fullback, I always disagree with it. I'm like, I get it. You want to play fullback. I get the Rabbitohs were able to give that option to him. I guess that's why he lost this. He went away from the Sydney Roosters because he wanted that key role. I don't think that's necessarily transitioned into the right play for him. I still think that he's the best centre. I still think Jai Gray should be the fullback whilst he's in the centres. But when he's on the kind of money he is, I understand why he's the fullback. But those two names there are scary. It's scary, especially if you're a New South Wales fan. You should be super confident that you're going up against a rookie in Robert Toya. But if you're a Queensland fan, you should be thinking, well, Billy Slater knows what he's doing. Robert Toya does play a quality NRL level only for 10 games, but Billy Slater wouldn't be selecting him for no reason. So he knows something that we don't. However, you'd be very confident in New South Wales with those two guys going up against a debutant here and only 10 games into his rugby league career. Or not rugby league, his NRL career. You go to the halves of Mitchell Moses and Nathan Cleary. Obviously, Mitchell Moses was in the halfback position last year. The 6 was Jerome Luai. Cleary was injured. People had question marks about Mitchell Moses coming in because Nathan Cleary has been for a long time now the best player currently in the game. Has been injured quite a bit over the last couple of seasons despite winning those 4 premierships in a row. Yes, I understand the Panthers are last right now, but forget that for the time being. Nathan Cleary is still the best halfback in the game. The Panthers are just going through a major readjustment of kind of where their situation is at. He was always coming back into the halfback position regardless of how well Mitchell Moses played. And Mitchell Moses played an extraordinary series last year. Without him, they don't win. You know, Mitchell Moses was incredible. So it's rough here on Jerome Luai, who hasn't really done anything wrong to lose his spot. But you can't say no to how well Mitchell Moses played. And then you also can't not include Nathan Cleary. So these two guys come together, and it is honestly probably the best halves pairing that I think I've seen from New South Wales for a very long time. And yes, that is including Cleary and Luai. You know, over the years, they have been quite start to stop. They have changed their halves around a lot. This is another change. But realistically, this could be Australia's halves pairing. Because I know that Mitchell Moses plays for Lebanon, but this could be Australia's halves pairing. I really wouldn't be surprised. Then you go into the props here of Mitchell Barnett and Payne Haas. Barnett is a stalwart. I will say that he's not X factor, but shit, he can hit hard. Like, this guy is a real tough unit, and you just want him to go out and just lay the platform, which is exactly what you want to see from Payne Haas. But Payne Haas is that X factor leader. He is a guy that has that solidity, he has that platform, he has the foundation, and he does also have the X factor. I will also say, though, for the most part of Payne Haas's Origin career, it hasn't been at the level that you would expect from his Broncos career. But I also think that when you're bringing up a guy like Payne Haas into the Origin arena, you are going to be taking away a lot of the X factor that is needed for the Broncos, because you have so much quality in your team now that you don't need to see him being the reliant. You don't need to see him being the guy when you've got plenty of other talent. And that's not to denigrate the Broncos, even though you are shithouse this year. But the point of the matter is that there are, when you're at NRL level, you need to step up to be a leader, whilst at Origin, yeah, you need to be at a higher level, but you don't necessarily need to step up and be that leader when you've got such electric talent around you. Now, that's not saying for Payne Haas to coast by, and that's not saying that he has coasted by in his career, but there's just a lot less pressure on you to have those same kind of runs and same kind of impact that you do at the NRL level. And that's what I've seen from Payne Haas. So I do love these props here. However, it's an interesting battle here with Queensland, the props department, because Tina versus Payne is a massive one, and Fodawaker versus Barnett is a massive one. I don't think there is a clear leader across those four. I don't think there is a clear leader in regards to whether New South Wales have a better front row pairing or Queensland has a better front row pairing. And I know people are going to say, oh, you're a Titans fan, you're biased. Well, you know what? Fuck you. I don't care. The point of the matter is that Queensland do have some really good front rowers here that will match it with these New South Wales front rowers. Now, you go into the number 9, and that's Reece Robson, who... look, I think this is kind of an area that New South Wales have questioned for a few years now. They obviously had Damien Cook for a long time. He has gone past the hump, in my personal opinion. Then they trialled out a bit of Api Sokotowi-Sau from the West Tigers, and he was at the Panthers at the time too. Now they've gone here with Reece Robson. I think Reece Robson is a nice player. Don't get me wrong. But I will say that I think that when you're coming up against Harry Grant and to look at the comparison, I think there is a bit of a gap here. I think there is a bit of a gap between Harry Grant and Reece Robson. I do think Reece Robson is a quality player. I do think he's going to get his job done here for New South Wales tonight. And you watch, after I've had a little bit of criticism here for Reece Robson, he's going to have a fantastic game. But I do think that New South Wales aren't exactly guaranteed on their hooker position over the last couple of years. And I think that if somebody else also came in right now, it wouldn't be like a Nathan Cleary situation. It wouldn't be one of these, like a Dylan Edwards situation. I do think they would be okay with seeing their next option. But Robson is going to do his job here tonight. He is going to make plenty of tackles, and he is a nice little player from the Cowboys. Back row, Liam Martin, he is one of the best Origin players that you damn well near see. This guy just lives and breathes Origin. This guy comes in, he gets those hard hits going, he works hard, he'll make a big bang X-Factor tackle, and then he'll make a big bang X-Factor tackle on the very next tackle. Like, he'll go bang, he'll go down, he'll get up, and then he'll go across, and then he'll go bang, and he'll get the same X-Factor tackle and just whack him. This is the kind of player that Liam Martin is, and that's what you want to see from Origin. The Origin arena is built for Liam Martin. So there is nothing that you could ever question in regards to his tenacity in what he does here at the biggest stage. Because Origin is the biggest stage. I'm aware internationals are there, but no one really cares in comparison because Australia always wins, and justifiably so considering the big competition is here. And especially with competitions like this. So Origin is the biggest arena, whether you like it or not. But Liam Martin, he lives and breathes it. Angus Crichton as well. Don't think he's been having an incredible season, but is absolutely deserving of his back rower spot. He was the best back row in the competition last year by a country mile. Had a great Origin series. There is no question marks in regards to that back row. So whilst I question the Queensland back rowers, I don't question them at all. And I think that the Blues absolutely win the battle of the two between the back row department. So that's a plus there for New South Wales. And then Isaiah Yeo, the captain here in the lock position, one of the smartest 40 players you're ever going to see. I do think that with the Panthers, they have regressed a little. Well, they've regressed a lot, but they've regressed a little bit in regards to him being able to lead from the front in the way that he has been over the last couple of years. And you can say that you can make the argument on NRL level that is that kind of showing more about the player that he is, that now he doesn't have the same team around him, that he can't get it going as much. But removing that, regardless, in the Origin arena, he does have those players around him. So you're not going to see a drop-off here from Isaiah Yeo. He's going to be workhorse. He's going to be very smart with his play. He's a great lock. He knows how to ball play, and he knows how to tackle. So I don't think there's any worries there in regards to the 13. And then in regards to this bench, like I said, I do prefer this Queensland bench. I think that the Queensland bench is very, very balanced, and I think there's a great inclusion of Bo Fema here, who is just an unbelievable player, unbelievable bloke, but also unbelievable player. But you look at this New South Wales bench, and it is still nice. Connor Watson, Spencer Leniu, Hudson Young, and Maxi King. Hudson Young Unfortunately, didn't get it going when he came into New South Wales. I can't remember if it was last year or the year beforehand. I think it was the year beforehand. I don't know if he played last year. I could be wrong. Let me know in the chat. But Hudson Young hasn't really been able to live up to the expectations on New South Wales level. But he is one of the best back rowers when he plays for the Canberra Raiders. Scores a whole bunch. It's going to be huge to see him coming off the bench. I do prefer to see him coming off the bench because he is more of that X factor. Come on and slap it up once the players get tired. You can get a nice little grabber through for him. He can absolutely dominate the field. So Hudson Young is fantastic. I do think he's very similar in a way to Bowie Firma. It's just that Bowie Firma is at a team that you're not really expecting to score a lot of points, whilst Canberra are currently in second position in the competition. So I think you're going to focus a lot more on Hudson Young. But I think if you watch the Titans and you see how they play, if Bowie Firma was at a better team, he would be showing you a lot more in regards to his try-scoring finesse. Like, he has a brilliant try-scoring finesse. Unfortunately, the Titans just aren't there. So when you compare Bowie Firma and Hudson Young, I don't think there's a great difference there. I just think that Hudson Young's at a better team currently. Spencer Leniu is a bit of he's very up and down. He's a very hard runner of the ball, especially on the first hit up. He will throw everything he has at the game. I can't take away from his passion of the game. I can criticise his discipline for sure. I think that he absolutely could come on and get binned. He could absolutely come on and give away penalties. He cost the Roosters actually a game this season against the Titans by one of his stupid plays at the back end of the game. I think that Spencer Leniu is a scary, scary player. And I think that he's got a fantastic ability to scare the shit out of everybody. But I think his discipline needs a lot of work. And especially in Origin, you can't go down a man. You can't go down a man. Especially what we saw with Joseph Suaalii last year in game 1 of the season. At the end of the day, Queensland ended up routing that 138-12 or whatever it was. I know New South Wales gave it a good crack, but at the end of the day, you can't go down a man. So Spencer Leniu, if he doesn't get binned, fantastic. But there's always that concern there with him because he is so passionate about the game. Connor Watson is a fantastic 14. I do still have Tom Dearden, though, as that guy in the 14. That's why I compare these interchanges. And I say, look, I know New South Wales has some really big boppers on the bench and really nice players, but it's... Like, Lindsay Collins and Spencer Leniu are very different style front row forwards. Tom Dearden and Connor Watson are very different style players. Both Firma and Hudson Young, I think, are very similar in a lot of ways. And then Loiero Max King is a whole other conversation. But Connor Watson, comparatively to Dearden, I will take Dearden. But Connor Watson did a fantastic job for New South Wales in Game 3 of last season to help them get over the line. And then you go to the interchange of Maxi King, who I'm so happy for. Obviously he started out at the Titans and he went to the Melbourne Storm. Both clubs didn't feel like they wanted him. He was injury plagued to the Titans, so there's a little bit of credit there that I've got to give to the Gold Coast, despite the fact that I don't want to support this organisation right now and we're not going to get into that. But I do have to give a little bit of credit there to the Gold Coast. Max King was injured quite frequently there. Went and had another crack at the Storm. They saw the potential, but unfortunately just wasn't able to do it there because they got a very different system and also was a little bit injured. And then he went to the Bulldogs. And now he's found his form, man. He is a big-time front rower. Did I expect him to get into the Origin arena? Not necessarily. I didn't think that Maxi King would be getting into the Origin arena. However, I think that it's well-deserved. I think it's well-earned. I will say it's interesting to see him coming off the bench. I don't necessarily see him as a bench impact front row forward. I think that he is more of a starting front row forward. But you're not going to be taking Mitchell Barnett or Payne Haas out for... Maxi King. So that would be my only... let me just refresh this for a second just to see if there has been any changes. That would be my only relative... that would be my only relative question mark there, is Maxi King a great bench forward comparatively to when he is a great starting front row forward? That's my only question there. So there's the two lineups here, guys. Look, obviously, I'm a Queenslander. I am going to say that I'm going to tip Queensland here at Suncorp. I will say straight up, though, that I do think New South Wales wins games 2, and then it comes down to game 3 in New South Wales, which is usually a bit more of a 60-40 New South Wales way. Suncorp is usually like a 70-30 Queensland way. I know that didn't work out for them last year, but they do win more often than not at Suncorp Stadium. So I will definitely lean with Queensland here. And I think that I'm trying to remove my Queensland bias by saying that there's a reason why the odds are like $1.80, $2 in favour of New South Wales. But I think that is coming down to the fact of last season. And if you look at last season, New South Wales that was a miracle comeback to win that series. I'll give that to you. It was a miracle comeback. You really shouldn't have been able to do it, but you did it because you had the tenacity and the audacity to go up to Queensland, not give a shit about the locals, not give a shit about the cauldron atmosphere, and go and get the job done. I think it was absolutely fantastic. I think you had a lot to prove there. I think that it's not as much that you have a lot to prove in this game specifically, because you do usually win over in Perth, and you also do usually win at home. Not as much as Queensland win at home. Like I said, New South Wales is not 50-50, but 60-40 New South Wales way. It's not as dominant down there. Queensland don't feel as scared down there as New South Wales tend to feel up here. And again, that's not me putting a negative and shitting on you in any way. It's just kind of how Origin has been. Queensland have won more Origin series. They have won more Origin games. That's a fact. Not shit talk. That is a fact. So then, thus, you must expect that Queensland are going to win more games at home and also win more games than the opposition team when they're away. So, look, I don't know. I probably do think that New South Wales may go on to win this series. I do, but I think Queensland definitely win tonight. Not definitely. I think Queensland win tonight. I think they'll get up for it at home to make up for Game 3 of last season. And just to quickly go over last season, it was a 38-10 win to the Maroons in New South Wales at Accor Stadium in that Game 1 last year. Game 2 was at the MCG, where the Blues won 38-18, and then Game 3 was that spectacular effort from the Blues to win 14-4 at Suncorp Stadium. So both teams actually split the home arenas last year. The Maroons beat the Blues in Sydney, but the Blues beat the Maroons in Brisbane. So there was that split, and then it came down ultimately to that Game 2 at the MCG, where New South Wales usually, most of the time, I would say, a very large amount of the time, will win those neutral grounds, whether it be Perth, whether it be the MCG. I think Queensland have a better record in Adelaide, but most of the time you will see the Blues win those neutral venues. 25 minutes to go until the game does start, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. 25 minutes to go until the game starts. We'll get to the chat in just a second. And then when it comes to this year's Origin Series, obviously this game's at Suncorp Stadium. The next game is at Optus Stadium in Perth. Queensland is the host of it. Don't know if they would have wanted to be the host of it and be all the way over in Perth, where they don't have a fantastic record against the Blues, but so be it. And then Game 3 is at Accor Stadium in Sydney. Now, if Queensland win this game tonight, if you go by the metric of Queensland usually win at home, and then New South Wales usually win the neutral venue, which is 1-1. It does come down to that Game 3, which unfortunately the Women's Series didn't come down to. New South Wales have already won that Women's Series. The next game is tomorrow. Game 3 is tomorrow. See if they can whitewash it. But if you go by that same metric, Queensland win Game 1, New South Wales win Game 2, and then the advantage is there with New South Wales being at Accor Stadium in Sydney. However, as we saw last year, obviously both teams did lose on their home stadium last year. So it would be all up for the grabs. It would be a very interesting matchup. It'd be a very interesting Game 3 because I think it would shock New South Wales to lose this game. They are very confident. They are very confident they win this game. And I think justifiably so. I think you should be confident to win this game, but I think that Suncorp Stadium and the Cauldron is going to throw a bit of a spanner in the work, and it'll put a lot of pressure on you for Optus Stadium. But I do think that overall, I do think Queensland win this game tonight. But I could be completely wrong. Obviously, let me know in the chat what your thoughts are. Hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get to the chat. And let's fire it up for today. Let's fire it up. Move this bad boy across. Move this bad boy across over here. Jared Choice is Queensland at stack 2. I agree. Not as much in comparison, but I agree. Brocky Sports with the $3 donation. Get around your Brocky. Appreciate you, brother. It says Mountain Druid versus Goodner. No, it's Samoa versus New Zealand, mate. Samoa versus New Zealand. But thank you very much for the donation, Brocky. Now, I'm going to go back here to the start of the chat because we've still got about 25-odd minutes to go until the game does start. I will get to your comments, and then I will probably skip over a few at some point just to kind of get back to the live area. But I'm going to go back through a few of these comments. Dominic says, where is Sydney? That's in Queensland. Where is Apia? Is that out near Mudgee? Do you really want to get into this chat, bro? This is what I don't understand. New South Wales fans love to talk shit about Queensland having players from outside of Queensland. Well, then where the fuck is Apia in Samoa? Apia Samoa. Where is that? You also have New Zealand players. And also, throughout the years, you have had Nuku'alofa, you have had Peter Sterling, who was from Toowoomba. Is Toowoomba from near Newcastle, or where is that from? You guys are the most hypocritical bunch I've ever seen in my life. Like, truly, you're so hypocritical. To make fun of Queensland for having players from outside of Queensland when you have also had a Queenslander in your team. Like, it makes no sense. It really doesn't. It's the most hypocritical fan base I've ever seen. Daniel Milic says, how long till kickoff? There is about 23 minutes to go here until the game starts. You said that 55 minutes ago. There's 23 minutes to go now. And Zazmate says, anyone here that is a Queensland fan, you're a Muppet? No, you're a Muppet. Ben Fricker says, Queenslander. Yeah, tell Daz, mate, he's a Muppet. Tell Daz, mate, he's a Muppet. Ben says, Queensland never won in Perth, right? Adelaide's where it's at. For Queensland, I don't know if they've never won in Perth, but I can't remember in recent history when they've won in Perth. That's a great question, actually. Someone will be able to answer it in the chat. Ben says, who do you really think will be the best halves pairing after DC retires? I love Dearden, but I don't think he's a 7. Sam Walker might be the only option. Did Dearden not play 7 a couple of years ago for Queensland? Or am I wrong? I might be incorrect, but did Dearden not play the 7? I would personally currently be going Tom Dearden for sure. Out of Sam Walker and Tom Dearden, because I don't know what Sam Walker's going to come back from his ACL injury like. You know, could he come back and absolutely kill it and crush it and be fantastic? Sure. But there's way too much question marks right now to be thinking about Sam Walker. Right this very second, I'm thinking Tom Dearden. Especially considering he's got the experience, he's in the team, he may be the 14, but at the end of the day, it's because Cherry Evans is still there. I think that Dearden probably would have been selected over Sam Walker anyway, to be fair. Currently. Liero's a strange pick. I do find Liero's a strange pick. I find it a little bit odd. But then again, I trust him. I trust Billy Slater. I trust the Queensland selection team. They know what they're doing there. Who would you have selected? I asked this to the chat. Who would you have selected instead of Trent Liero? Broggy Sports says, I agree. Jared says, hi, BK, looking forward to this game so much. Should be a good one. Always, son. Always. Logan Borsak says, up the Blues, baby. Screw you, Queensland. No, screw you. No. How about this one, Logan Borsak? But screw you! How about screw you, buddy? You. Reese says, New South Wales is a scary squad, but I feel like Queenslanders say that every year and still pull out wins. The reason why we say this, man, is because they've got the depth in comparison. They've got a lot of teams to select from. They've got a lot of opportunities to select from. You look at their fullback department. They've got Tom Boyovich. They've got Latrell Mitchell. They've got Dylan Edwards. They've got Ryan Pappenhausen, Lamontville Puppy. They've got... Who else is there? There's going to be plenty of other players around that probably, can put their name up for it. Tedesco as well, that I forgot to mention. I think I said Latrell Mitchell. Point of the matter is they've got a gigantic amount of depth in so many different areas, whilst Queensland has a lot more of a limited opportunity to select from. And also we're relying heavily upon Mulatalo, but he'd just broken... I think he came just after this is a very individual position, but the point matter is that he was just after the cutoff period, which unfortunately is why he couldn't be playing for Queensland. And so yeah, New South Wales has a lot more depth overall, but that doesn't take away from the heart that you usually see from Queensland. And I know New South Wales fans laugh at it all the time, but you can laugh at all you like. You can laugh it till the cows come home, but who's got the more Origin trophies in the cabinet, and who's also won more Origin games? Yes, he won last year. Queensland won the previous 2, and then if we keep going back, we'll get to an 8 in a row at some point. Jared Troy says 19th man. Then Skidamini says, hey mate, a lot of Muppets will join tonight, I think. Have you not been for an Origin stream before, brother? Origin streams get fiery, dude. Obviously, I'm passionate. Actually, I'm going to say this right now for everybody who's watching. This is passion, right? You are passionate. I am passionate. We all love this game. I am going to fire up tonight. It's a lot easier to rattle. The moderators have their job out from tonight. I love Queensland. I am from Queensland. I will always back in Queensland. And you guys are from New South Wales. So a lot of people are from New South Wales and will back them in and whatnot. It's all good banter, but at the end of the day, don't take what happens on these streams seriously. Just have fun, have a beer, have a drink of water, Coke Zero, whatever you want, and just enjoy it. Don't take anything too seriously. It will get fiery. It just will happen, right? If Queensland lose, I will be upset. If New South Wales lose, you will be upset, but I'll be laughing. This is the thing. So, you just got to understand how these streams go, man. If you are a softcock, this isn't the place for you. Jared Choi says, as a New South Wales fan, I think this Queensland squad is scary as. Looking forward to this great battle. I think it's well balanced. I don't think on paper it looks as dominating as New South Wales do. But then again, most of the time you will see New South Wales have the more dominating squad on paper. Bailey Lloyd says, I think Toya's going to have a great debut game tonight. I hope so, mate. I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right here. I really do hope you're right. Rexa says not including Luai is insane. Is it though? Because you got Mitchell Moses and Nathan Cleary. Why is not including Luai insane? Who would you have dropped, Mitchell Moses or Nathan Cleary? Suncorp says Moses Cleary was the combination last year. Why would they change that for Luai? No. Cleary and Luai originally was the combination, and then the combination became Luai and Moses, unless I'm incorrect. As a New South Wales fan, you would know that though, surely? Unless I'm incorrect. Am I incorrect about this one? I swear it was Nathan Cleary and Luai, and then Cleary got injured, and that's what brought Moses into the selection. No? I'm going to quickly go back in here and have a look. 2024, so game one. Game one, you might be right. I thought that it was Luai. Yeah, it was Luai. Oh, it was Luai and Nico Hines, to be fair. It was actually, to be fair, it was Luai and Nico Hines. Hold on, I just got to move this so I can fix that up. So it was Luai and Nico Hines to start off with because Cleary was injured. And then that's when they decided to select Mitchell Moses in game two because they didn't think Nico had a great game one. That's right. Then it was Luai and Mitchell Moses. So you were definitely wrong. I was more right. But game one was when Nico played. And then game three was Luai and Mitchell Moses. Team list. Let's make sure. Yeah, Luai and Mitchell Moses was game three. So, yeah, you were definitely wrong, but I just forgot about the Nico Hines one at the start. Skidamedi says, is Queenslanders are the alpha males of Earth? Us Queenslanders are the alpha males of Earth, that is correct. Jay says, have a think why your messages are not coming through, make it take you a while. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. What's someone done? What's he done? Jared Choice, will be interesting to see if Mitchell Moses brings out a running game. Of course he will. He's a 6. That's the whole purpose of a 6, realistically. Bailey Lloyd says, I hope Tino smashes Leniu tonight. I hope Tino smashes Payne Haas tonight. I know you're a Broncos fan, but you've got to see past your rugby league teams. You've got to see past your NRL teams for tonight. You know, at the end of the day, you got to hate the opposition, man. You know, who cares? As long as they don't, you can hope they don't get injured, but your thought process should be saying Tino should smash Payne Haas tonight. Who cares about Spencer Leniu? Like, why do you care about Spencer Leniu? I care about Payne Haas and I care about Mitchell Barnett. I would love to see Tino fire up Spencer to get him sin-binned, which is absolutely doable for a guy like Spencer Leniu. With that being said, I think that Spencer Leniu was quite literally more of the small time comparatively to guys like Payne Haas and Mitchell Barnett, who are the starters. Jay Hayes says, hit the like button on your way in, sub up and jump in the chat. Locals always welcome. Exactly right. Like the video, hit that subscribe button. Patches, let's hope there's a few punching. We all know there's not going to be, though. You know, we all know there's not going to be punch-ons tonight. We would love it, you know, us, I say us old folk, I'm only 31, but us old folk, we would love to see a nice little beer photo tonight, based on back on the old days, but unfortunately it's just probably not going to be happening. Life with Cat says, hi, hello, Life with Cat. Bailey Lloyd says, I think our future 5'8" and halfback will be Dearden and Campbell. Sure, I think JC's got a significant amount of proof to be made before he'll be getting into a halfback position, especially when you're completely removing Sam Walker from the equation here. And it's also especially considering that the Titans long-term do want Zane Harrison to be their halfback. So is JC and AJ in the halves there a bit of a band-aid fix until they do get Zane Harrison in? I don't know, but the point of the matter is that I don't think I'd be able to and I love JC, you know, no JC, he's a great dude, but I don't know if I'd be able to say that just yet, that Jaden Campbell will be the future halfback for Queensland. Would love to see it though. Rayner says, up the Blues. No, Rayner. Casey says, let's go Queensland, got big money in this game. Trayson says, Biddy says, who is ready for the Ash Klein show? Yeah, no, that always does happen. Trayson says, up the Blus. Doesn't know how to spell his own team's name, but then again, that's New South Wales education for you. He spelt it up the B-L-U-S. Up the Blus. Up the Blus. Blus. New South Wales education, ladies and gentlemen. One in a row. Hashtag one in a row. Brenton says, drop a like the Blues dropping Queensland tonight. You're getting removed. No. Gee whiz, he suckers me in with the drop of the like so I can tell people to like the video, and he does that. Oh, you're a muppet. You're an absolute muppet. Okay, he says Queenslander! Queenslander! Lucas, but Smith is okay. Interesting name. What would you personally rank in order if you are a player in order want to achieve when career is done and dominate state of origin? Hold on. You need to put like commas and stuff in this, bro. What would you personally rank in order if you are a player in order want to achieve when career done, win? Okay, I think there's a full stop there. Win and dominate state of origin, comma, win your club a grand final and dominate, or win your country a World Cup. Okay, I had to help you out a lot there because your comment, I had to help you out a lot. Dominate state of origin and assumedly win. Win your club a grand final, dominate, or win your country World Cup. I will say win your club a grand final, but I'm coming from a biased standpoint of one. I feel like I was a Titans fan. That would be the first time to see a premiership on the Gold Coast. You would be a part of history. Yes, you're part of history at other clubs, but not as significant as winning the first one ever for a city. I think the Origin is absolutely fantastic and unbelievable, and I want Queensland to be successful. We are very successful already, so it's like you would be amongst the greats. But if I had to choose between the two, yes, I'm taking the NRL. I'm taking to dominate the NRL and win the grand final for the Gold Coast Titans. But then in regards to winning Country World Cup, I would play for Australia. So ultimately, Australia's going to win regardless. So that would be more of an individual thing. I don't think that is anywhere near as significant just yet as you would need to see New Zealand win, Samoa win, Tonga win, Fiji win, other teams win to kind of bring that respect back into it. But Australia's never going to be able to. Australia realistically will never be an underdog when it comes to the international stage, right? So that's why I would take the domestic level NRL. Jamie Dawes says, good luck, Queenslanders. Hope to see an aggressive, high contact, high quality game. That's too nice for comment, Jamie. Come on. It's too nice for comment, mate. Too nice for comment. Can't be nice over here. No. It's comeback season, baby. Yep. Madden the Fisherman says, are you going to be showing it live? Due to broadcasting restrictions, man, you know the law. Reese says, honestly, if we lose tonight, it doesn't bode well for the near future of Queensland Origin, in my opinion. That is absolutely full of shit. That is absolutely full of shit. You're going to define the future of Queensland Origin based off of game one of a series? Come on, man. If we defined the New South Wales future off of game one last year, they got pumped. They lost 38-12 and they ended up winning game 2 and game 3. That's such a short-sighted comment based off of absolutely nothing. Why would you say that Queensland's future is not boding well based off of one game tonight? Sure, if they got beaten by 80 at Suncorp Stadium, then sure. But if it's like a 2-point loss or a 4-point loss or a 6-point loss, at the end of the day, Queensland turned up for it and they're just going to go and win it up to Stadium, which is going to be a difficult proposition to do. But ultimately, to write off Queensland's future based off of one game is ridiculous, to say the least. Jared Choi says this game can go to any team. Both are stacked big time. Agree. Feel like New South Wales on paper do have a more stacked lineup, but overall, it is a very stacked Queensland team, which you're always going to find in Origin. All right, so now we're kind of, well, we're not at the live yet, but we're getting down the list. We are, geez, yeah, I can't, geez, if I keep going back, this chat is going fast today. Tenny1 says, up to Maroons. Sando says, yes, thank God, managed to get off work early. Now I'm at home and can watch the game. No, we don't want you, Sando, because I know you're a Blues fan, so we don't want you. Max Quinton says, hello, Max. Brenton says, Blaze and New South Welshman. You're getting timed out. Yeah, no, you'll get the 1 minute. You won't get the 5 minutes, but Brenton, you know you deserve this. It's Jordan says, just tuning in, mate. What's the prediction for the game? Look, to remind everyone, I'm a Queensland fan, obviously. I do think that Queensland win game 1, but I do feel like New South Wales will win game 2, and then game 3 will be a 50-50, which you would lean towards the Blues, right? So overall, series-wise, if you're going via kind of how I think it probably plays out, I do think Queensland win tonight, may still go on to lose the series, but it would all come down to that game 2 in a neutral venue where New South Wales usually win. So yeah, I am saying Queensland win tonight, and then it will be a fantastic finish to the series. Max says, "Oh yeah, I go for Queenslander. I go for Queensland, and I live in Queensland. It's the best thing. Even though my favourite colour is blue, I can't portray Maroon. My favourite colour is also blue as well. Most of my teams are blue. Titans, City, Detroit Lions, Cubbies are also blue. You know, I'm Geelong Cats. They're all blue. So most of my teams are blue, man. But at the end of the day, blue." Like Balzac says, only 2 origins in Perth. First was 2019, 38-6 New South Wales, and the second was 2022, 44-12 New South Wales. So there you go. Queensland have not won in Perth yet, yeah. So they're due is what you're saying, Lagan. Get your French accent on. So you're saying that they're due for a win in Perth. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Lagan Balzacs. Skidamini says, "Rip to all the people on the night shift tonight." Yeah, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. Dadsmate says Samoa, New South Wales is just outside of Wyong. Yeah, no, makes sense. Jay says pre-scoreboard reminder. I might try. Maybe should I refresh it now? No, tell me to refresh it in like 5 minutes, Jay, because I'm going to forget because this chat's going super fast, super fast. Skidamee says, "Do mods get paid?" They get paid with uppercuts. Skidamee says, "I can sense a smartass can't reply to mine." Yep, I just did. Okay, he says, "New South Wales all day." Oh, here we go. I guarantee there's going to be a New South in your mouth bullshit coming up soon from somebody. Ben says, "Yes, Clear was injured and Moses was the 7. Yep. Sam says, Justin said you're right. Yeah, no, Skunkle's an absolute muppet. Then again, Skunkle is a Kiwi. You know, Skunkle is a Kiwi. He's from Auckland. He claims New South Wales, but he is a Kiwi from Auckland. We all know it. We all know it. He's here on the streams. We talk shit about him being a Kiwi all the time, but he's a Titans fan, not a Warriors fan. So, I just want to throw this out there to all the Kiwis in the chat who are watching. Mr. Skunkle not only is a traitor to New Zealand because he supports New South Wales, which means he's not actually eligible to support New South Wales, to support New Zealand in the international game. He's not eligible because if you support an Origin team, unfortunately, you're not eligible to support New Zealand. So he's a traitor to his own country there, but he's also a traitor to the Warriors because he's from Auckland and he's a Titans fan. You know, this is the Skunkle that we know. This is the Skunkle we know. Oh, by the way, who are you going to bandwagon now that the Minnesota Timberwolves are out, Skunkle? Waraska says, "Hi, hello, mate. How you doing?" Skunkle says, "Martin going to smack the shit out of the Queensland back three. You're from New Zealand, mate." WWE fan says, "The Blues sucks." Kay says, "But my mum said it was real." Oh, the WWE is fake. Sala Felice says, "Is this today, 28th of May? What, do you think I'm going to sit here on live stream just talking for the next 3 days? When do you think it is? You think it's on Saturday night?" Yes. Yes, the game is tonight. Yes, we will be live for the game here tonight. Paul says, "Go the Blues." Daniel Bates this morning, absolutely stoked for the series this year. Going to be a ripper, as they say down under. Yeah, mate, it's going to be a ripper. What else, guys says, "New South Wales is going to lose, Queensland is going to win." No, we appreciate that, mate. I appreciate that, especially considering you're a New South Wales fan that you said that. Harry Talfa says, "How are you going for Queensland, New South Wales?" How am I going for Queensland, New South Wales? Because I support Queensland. Skidamedi says, "Are you 6, mate?" Okay, fair enough. I don't know what's happening there. Queensland has said Queensland. Thank you, Queensland, for letting us know Queensland. Daniel McClellan says Queensland 3-0. Mama says, "What time's the game start?" It starts in about 5-10 minutes time. We'll have the national anthem and we'll have all that. So the game's meant to start in 5 minutes time, but it will start in effectively 10 minutes. You might see the time here. I'm in Thailand right now, so that's why. Obviously, the regular watchers of the channel will know through all my live streams that we're in Thailand, so that's why that time is different to, say, if you're in New Zealand or if you're on the east coast of Australia. But that will update the game live throughout. So Queensland's about to walk out of the field here, same with the Blues. Skunkle says, "Playing ACDC showing Jimmy Barnes makes sense." Makes sense, mate. Queensland says the Maroons are going to win. I back it. I back it. Jeeth says, "Up the Blues." No. FBI says, "Queensland play the ball, they win. If they play the body, New South Wales win." Good luck to both of them. FBI, you have a job to do, mate. You have a job to do. That's not Watch Origin. That's not Watch Origin here, FBI. Come on, mate. You got to be protecting the country. Not our country, though. America. Jamie Dawes says, "That was before the Origin haze came over my eyes. We are going to see a cane toad extermination." No. Casey says 1,400 votes on the poll. Jeez, we're nearly at 2,000 votes in this poll. We are 59%. Fuck you, Queenslanders. Get into them. We've got 1,800 votes in the chat right now in that poll, and it's 59% of Queensland. Get in the poll. Keep slapping it down right now because Queensland is firing up that poll. Queensland, oh my gosh, the Blues, I'm scared for you. I'm terrified for you. I'm also terrified for my mental health. Kara says, why is it only subscribers that can chat? Because why don't you just subscribe? Why don't you just subscribe, Kara? It's free. And we stream every game of the NRL here. You may as well subscribe, so that's why. And also, it gets rid of a lot of the spam comments, because it means people have actually got to have a channel. Well, not have a channel, but have an account. So once you do it, you click subscribe. Hey, it's free. Wow, that's crazy. Refresh it, and that's why you can chat. So thank you for subscribing, Kara. Skidamini says, half these comments making my brain spaz out. Welcome. This is what happens on this channel. As you know, when it gets to the Sunday afternoon games, usually everyone's having a brain aneurysm. Ben says, Blues fans did the same thing when they thought they were going to win like 5 series in a row after 2021. Yeah, no, they're very infamous for their hashtag 1 in a row. That is very good from New South Wales. Very good stuff. Had to really get the old noggin thinking for that one. Unfortunately, they were wrong, though, because you can't have 1 in a row. It's not possible. You need to have more than 1 in a row to have a row. But welcome to New South Wales education. Jared Troy says, thank God JT is not playing anymore. That guy used to give me nightmares. Well, he's still amongst the team. Justin says, Warriors on top and the Blues. No, Justin, unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, you are incorrect in that one. Brenton says, New South in your mouth. You're an idiot. Skunkle's been a day one Thunder fan. Oh, we aren't out yet. Oh, Skunkle, come on, man. Come on, you're already in Cancun with the Chicago Bulls. You're already in Cancun with the Chicago Bulls, Skunkle. Get with the times, buddy. Get with the times, Skunkle. Come on now. All right, guys, Queensland coming out of the field. Fire it up. Fire it up here. Queensland coming out of the field. New South Wales already there. Do me a favour, hit that like button and subscribe. We're live for every single NRL game this week. And as per usual, I want to know, who do you support, Queensland or New South Wales? Comment it in the chat. Now, to clarify how this stream goes, because it's a little bit different to how our regular NRL streams go. The NRL streams are a mix, where we will talk to you guys quite regularly, but we'll also comment at the game as a bit of a mix. This one is very heavy, predominantly on the commentary of the game, because it's a lot more of a heavy stakes game. But we are still going to be continuously going back and forth with the chat. So, as you guys know, it's not as heavy throughout, but when there is points to talk and to get back into the chat, that's when we do it. But keep coming in the chat, keep firing it up. Brocky Sports with a $3.02 donation says, oil up New South Wales, you dogs. Jeez. Oil up New South Wales, you dogs. I didn't think I'd be hearing that one here today. Paul Payer, welcome to BKR Support. Appreciate you, bro, for joining up as a member. Here we go. Thank you, Jay, for reminding me. The game is, we're about to have the, what's it called? We're about to have the National Anthem of Australia come up here. Oh, no, we've got the Welcome to Country here first. All right, so let's move that across there. Bretton says, Sam, no comment. Jason's score, mate. Oh, that's right. So just, if it doesn't update again, let me know. I have refreshed it, but it may still not refresh until after when the game starts. But just let me know. But thank you very much to Brocky Sports and Paul Payer for the donation and the membership. Tenny Wendy says, up the Maroons. Exactly right. Travis says, you got to sing, BK. Dude, I have sung the National Anthem about 1 million times here on this channel, man. I'm very well aware that you guys want me to sing, but my voice is the voice of a generation. The voice is that of a generation. I need to be getting paid like 100K. Like, what do you think? I'm going to be getting paid like 150K to be singing the beautiful National Anthem of Australia here for all the beautiful watchers. 100K at minimum, and I'm talking about in Thai baht. Enko says, go Blues. Jad's voice says, come on New South Wales, let's give these cane toes a severe flogging. Shut your mouth. Jay says, sing Flight Centre jingle. Flight Centre. Tasman says, attendance is over 100K if you count all those heads. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. You are an idiot. Call Flight Centre, lowest airfares guaranteed. Jeff Mars is coming to Maroons. Never say die. Never say die, Jeff. Never say die. All right. Beautiful National Anthem of Australia coming up. Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We slap the Blues. You want me to add that into our National Anthem? I think we add that into National Anthem. Here we go, Blues fans. You get the choice. Do we cut off the state of New South Wales and shift you out past New Zealand more to Argentina, or do we put screw the Blues in our National Anthem? You get the choice. It's up to you. You can either go over there with South America and be near Argentina, or you can stay there, but we put screw the Blues in the National Anthem. What do you reckon? Fingers crossed for Klein being a good ref. That's never going to happen, Ben Frigger. Advance Australia fair. Fire the fuck up, Queensland. Come on. Come on, baby. Here we go. This is it. The game is about to start. Faima Masao says, who do you think that will win, Queensland or New South Wales? Well, as a Queenslander, I do think Queensland, but we did go through the team list before, and I don't know, I just feel like Suncorp Stadium Queensland are going to be able to make up for last year, so it's going to be a very interesting game. Everyone's going to have their different opinions, but I'm going to back in Queensland here. It's going to be a very different game 2 and very different game 3 as per usual, but I do feel like Queensland can get up here as the underdogs. They love a good underdog tag. They love a good underdog tag. Joseph Schuster says, which is bigger, New South Wales or Queensland? That's a good question, actually. I would say probably Queensland in regards to size. Surely, yeah, because they've got the entire... I've never actually even thought about that. I would say Queensland, though, because they've got from halfway down the coast to the east coast, and then all the way... I would say surely Queensland has the bigger size. Where it counts, too. Hey? Hey, Blues fans? Cotton County fans, up the Blues. Rocky Sports is Queenslander. Ben Fricker says Queenslander. Try Time to Done says get the bug spray out. Coming on Maroons. Get it out, son. Joshua Layton says Queenslander with an NZ. Well, let's call you a new Samoa Wales, baby. Welcome to Apia. Apia, for anyone who doesn't know, is just out past Mudgee. It's just a little bit further past Mudgee. So you got like Orange there, which is well further up there, actually, to be fair. You got Mudgee, and just a little bit further out is where Apia is. No, usually you think of Samoa, which is a whole different country up in the Pacific. No. Apia is out just a little bit further than Mudgee. We'll have to refresh his score again. Well, the game hasn't started just yet, Jay. Well, no, it hasn't. No, it refreshed anyway. It did. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. The game is about to start. Who is kicking off here? Who is kicking off here? It will be Queensland kicking off to New South Wales. Thumbs up, subscribe. So we've started off with 2,400 votes in the poll. We've got 58% towards Queensland, 42% towards New South Wales. We love to see it. Queensland will kick it off here, and the Blues will grab this ball from about 5 metres out. Let's see how this first hit of the game goes. And Bushka, he didn't run it straight, though, man. That's good work there from Queensland. Who's the cat who ran that one? That was Mitchell Barnett, dearie me. He didn't come in with a big one, but Zach Lomax there gets his ball out of the 15 on the second tackle. That's right, the Origin scoreboard is through 9, so that means that it's always going to be a different... it's always going to count down rather than counting up, which we're usually used to with the NRL. All right, left-hand side now, and the Blues are going to be taken down here at the 40 on 4th tackle. You're going to have to see Queensland really step it up here early. They did score first in game 1 of last year. That was before the Suoliti sin bin. They did score first in that game. So 5th tackle here for the Blues at the 45, and they're going to kick this one down through Nathan Cleary with an okay kick, but it will go straight to Valentine Holmes, who will cut this ball out of the right and then get crunched down to the tackle there by Crichton and Liam Martin at the 23. Someone says, how does Westpac sponsor both teams? Do they really? Is Westpac also sponsored? Yeah, they are. That's true. That's a real interesting one, how they're allowed to sponsor both Queensland and New South Wales. Maybe it's like different branches. Like maybe it's Queensland Westpac and New South Wales Westpac and they're sponsoring individually. But that's a monopoly, bro. That is an absolute monopoly. That's a great comment, to be fair. 4th tackle now for Queensland. They'll be at the 38. That's going to be Xavier Coates who had the ball. Harry Grant gives it off to Paddy Carrigan. And they will get this ball with a great post-contact run there from Paddy Carrigan to the 50 on 5th tackle. Someone says, anyone catch her singing the lyrics wrong to the anthem? We moved, though. Didn't catch that because I was singing a beautiful rendition myself, mate. I was singing a beautiful rendition myself. Boom! Brian Toto crunch on the hit. That was a good chase through there by, I think it was Jeremiah Nene with a good hit. Oh, Queensland up in the line. Trell gets taken at the 20. This is good pressure here from Queensland to keep the Blues back in here. This is what I would usually expect here from the Blues, which is what we saw in Game 3 of last year. That was such a real tense and fire. Oh, it's a penalty of the Blues, though. Unfortunately, they do give away a penalty. Oh, Edwards throws a bit of a biffo. Boom, 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 boom. Throw an uppercut, you cats. Boom. There's a biffo. There's a biffo here. Did Edwards throw a little bit of a something? What was the penalty, by the way? There's nothing wrong with the tackle there from Nene, and then are they saying it's a... So what's the penalty for here? But what's the penalty for here? What was the penalty for, though? What was the penalty for there? All right, so 2 minutes in. New South Wales get the ball here to the 45 on their own side of the field. I don't understand what the penalty was for. Can someone in the chat let me know what that was for? Ashley Klein, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Kahi says, hi, bro. Hello, mate. How you doing? Carrigan tried to rip his head off. Oh, stop it. There's no way that was a penalty just then. Second tackle over the Blues at the 42. They said it was from Carrigan. So they're saying it was from Carrigan for having his hand like this. Okay, sure. Disagree, but sure. Out of the left-hand side, Nathan Cleary gives it off to Moses, and then Angus Crichton. Not doing too much here with this set here, the Blues, but they're 35 metres out here from the line, third tackle. They will get the first attacking opportunity of the game, however. Nathan Cleary, he passed it off, short ball, Payne Haas, and good tackle there by Ruben Cotter and also Cameron Munster. Geez, he might... Oh, his leg nearly got caught up there in the play. Robson with a great run. He'll be 13 metres away from the line. Fit tackle. What can the Blues do here? On fifth. Let's see their options. They've got Moses. They've got Cleary. They give it to Cleary, who puts that ball up in the air. And caught there by Lomax. He throws the ball to the ground. And Caleb Ponga mops it up at the back. That was all over the place. But Queensland mop it up. But nice work here by New South Wales. Because it keeps Queensland in their own 3. And they get out to the 10. You don't want to give away a penalty here, Blues. Sham James says Maroons will win. It'll be interesting to see. Hot start here. Third tackle now at the 15. Queensland need to just get through this set and then just punch it out. Ponga goes out to the right-hand side here. They give it off again to Toya. Toya then gives it off. Here's a chance for Coates. Oh, it's another 35. But they do get out of trouble here. That's the main thing for Queensland. They get out of trouble. That was a nice little pass away there from Robert Toya as well on debut. Paddy Carrigan now. He'll get this ball to the 40. Down to the 45. Fit tackle. Not too bad here from Queensland on that set. Good job by Toya. Yeah, I like that. I like that little hold-up pass. Now Munster, he'll whack that up with a high kick into the air. Tough kick to take, but it will be grabbed there by Zach Lomax at the 15. And a crunch in the tackle there by Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow, Cotter, and Tino. And Tino's just in everything at the moment. Oh, don't give away. He gave away a penalty. I knew it was coming. He does give away the penalty there. He does push him down afterwards. Tino is in everything right now, but he does need to... he can't be giving away a penalty like that. So another penalty here to the Blues. I disagree with the first one, but I agree this one's definitely a penalty. I don't believe it's because of the contact when he's on the ground with his arm around his head. I think it was because he actually shoves him down when he's getting back up. So the Blues, after all the good work there from Queensland to get out of their area, the Blues will get another opportunity here. The penalties are just helping them out goal law right now. Tina's got to do better than that, man. First tackle here for the Blues at the 35. You've got Barnett. They roll it out to the left. It's Payne Haas, and then Haas will be really nicely tackled, but he gets the offload away, and now Mitchell Moses, he'll get crunched down to the 30. Second tackle here. Needs to keep composure. Well, that's what the first 10 minutes is all about, man. It's all about composure. The first 10 minutes is always going to be red hot in Origin before it gets into the grind. Barnett now with a great run, 18 metres away from the line, third tackle, 5 minutes into the game. Robson, he'll give it out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary out the back. Is that touched by Queensland? No, it's going to be Queensland ball out to 25. Come on, baby! Fuck yeah, Queensland. Good work. Penalty as well. Let's go. Come on, baby. Queensland get the penalty after a mistake there from the Blues. Come on now. Come on. Skidamini says it's so cold in Brizzy right now. Triton Runner says you need to keep composure. Lollipop says I'm watching right now. Appreciate you, bro. Hit that like button while you're here. Yeah, terrible pass, and Queensland will get the ball. And a penalty straight after that is brutal. But they are very lucky. Who was the Blues player that actually got Cherry Evans before he was able to make that breakaway? But this will really help Queensland get into an attacking area. So be at the 50. It's not really an attacking opportunity, but if they can get within the 20, then they might be able to brush something for the fifth tackle, fourth or fifth tackle. Robert Toya, he'll bring this ball to the 45 on New South Wales side of the field. You watch them try and smash him. Max says, can you please put the game on? Can you please get a job? Tino with the run, he'll get this ball to the 40. It'll be second tackle. Jared Troyes in New South Wales trying to be too tricky. I don't necessarily think so just yet. I think it's still the best. The opening 10 minutes is always going to be like this, man. It's going to be cagey. You don't know what's going to happen. You've got to see the composure. Queensland have lacked a little bit of that so far with the 2 penalties. But it's still very early, and after 10 minutes or so, it really always starts to slow down a bit more. So 4 tackle. They'll go out to the left-hand side. Harry Grant. He'll flick that ball out the back into Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans steps. Goes out to the right. And taken down here. So, Max, the reason why we say that, man, is because you and I both know, we're both very well aware that it is illegal to show you the game live. The kick is not bad. And was he in goal? They are going to say he was in goal there, so I thought it was not bad, but it will be a 7-tackle set here for the Blues. The reason why we say that is because you're very well aware that it's illegal to show the live game broadcast. The best I can do is commentate it for you, so sit back, relax, enjoy. This is also free on Channel 9, so I don't even know why you'd be complaining. So, right-hand side now, Zach Lomax on first tackle will get this ball to the 30. Chur274 says Maroons on top. I don't know if they're on top right now, but if you're saying that you're supporting the Maroons, then fair enough, good stuff. It looked like he wasn't in goal. He was kind of trying to bring his legs back in. I'll take the benefit of the doubt. I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the referee there. But, yeah, he has called that as an in-goal catch. So they go out to the left-hand side now for the Blues and 4 tackle at the 40. Both teams are actually starting to make some really good meters here on the average set distance. Moses with a big step, but he'll be taken down now at the 30 on 5th tackle. Okay, what can Cleary do? Because he's going to be the guy with Moses down. Cleary puts that one up into the air where they've gone towards... Oh, it's a knock on Val Holmes. So it's going to be a refresh set here for the Blues, 15 metres out. It will be a refresh set here. Catherine says go the Maroons. Very cagey start here from the Maroons. They've been ill-disciplined. They've made a couple of mistakes. Oh! You could have challenged that. Lomax may have got a little bit of a tip to that with his right hand. Okay, here we go with the... Oh, I don't agree that was a 7 tackle set. I think his left foot was still up when Brian Tuttle caught that ball, which would have constituted not being a 7 tackle set. So it's a bit of a 50-50 call that went towards the Blues there. That's fine. The Queenslanders didn't challenge that, where you could have maybe argued that there was a knock on there from Zach Lomax, but they didn't challenge that, so that's fair enough. Damn, bit of a head clash there with Tino and Mitchell Moses. So is Queensland defence looking tougher? Well, it's only been 8 minutes here, but it's been a rocking start. Blues out of the left-hand side, now back into the inside, and it's going to be Dylan Edwards 9 metres away from the line. It's going to take a monumental effort to keep New South Wales out here. Monumental effort. You're going to need some really big, strong defence. 5 metres out here from the line for the Blues. Second tackle. And knock on! Come on! Knock on! They might challenge this. They may challenge this, but I wouldn't trust the prop to challenge. I wouldn't trust the prop challenge too long. It's too long. You can't challenge it now. Okay, let's see. Oh. Like, Mo's got his hand there. Oh, they have challenged it. That was way too late. That was way too late. You only get 10 seconds. That was like 20 seconds. I had time. We had all had time to watch it. It's a strip, but I will say it is a strip and it is the correct call, but you only get 10 seconds to make that call. They're able to watch that. So that was on the screen just then. So I'll take the 2 if I'm New South Wales. You take the 2 every day of the week. But I will say it is the correct call here that has been made. It is a strip. But you can't allow the team to watch it on the big screen before they make the decision. That's why there's a 10-second rule. It's a 10-second rule. It's been an even contest. I think Queenslanders should be more happy that this is going to be a 2-pointer rather than a 6-pointer. But you can't leave them to. You can't allow the players to watch on the screen. This happened in the Bulldogs Titans game a few years ago too. But you can't allow the players to watch on the screen to then be like, okay, yeah, we'll challenge it now. That's why there's a 10-second rule. Big Fowers says, fuck up. Hey, brother, you watching me? I'm not watching you. So enjoy the stream. Fuck off. So it's going to be Blues with the penalty here from right in front. Dasmay says every challenge goes over the 10 seconds, to be honest. Sure, but that doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't mean it's right. So it's going to be 2-0 here to the Blues after the first 10 minutes here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new around here. The Blues do lead 2-0. And I think Queensland will be okay with giving away the penalty there. As long as it's not the try, but in that situation, it's like you can't allow the challenge after the 10 seconds. What's the point of the rule then? Take away a rule as long as you're consistent. Take away the rule as long as you're consistent. But all right, so Queensland will get the ball. That was actually pretty poor from Ashley Klein not to see that strip immediately, though. It shouldn't have even needed to be challenged. So Queensland will kick this ball into the corner. It's a big, deep kick. Damn, I was scared I was going to go out in the full for a second. And now Mitchell Barnett with a strong run here to the 8 and then taken back to about 7-6 metres out. So the Blues now, Billy Slater's standing up. Everyone's nervous. This is when the game does start to really kind of go more into the grind, though. You know, it's more about kind of settling in now and not giving away those penalties. They've given away 3 penalties in the early 10 minutes here of this game, Queensland. They've got to be more disciplined. They've got to be more disciplined, man. 10 minutes in and they've already given away 3 penalties is crazy stuff. So the Blues here at the 35 on 4 tackle. That was a really good run there from Angus Crichton. He's gained an extra 3 metres there. Robson off to Isaiah Yeo, and then Isaiah Yeo will get this ball to about the halfway point. Good post contact there from Yeo. Really good stuff. Kay says, I'm here for the Telshrad. No Telshrad. Please, no Telshrad. I beg, no Telshrad. TH says, the team that settles down after opening gets off to a good start. Val Holmes with a good run to the 15 there, but then good defense there from the Blues to take him back to the 13. 4 from 5 completed sets for Queensland so far, 7 from 8 for the Blues. You would have been hoping with all this ball so far that you might have been able to get it to the line here in New South Wales, but you're still up 2-0, so it's fine. Billy Slater has shit running down his legs. You shut up, man. Shut up. Paddy Carrigan at the 35 and 4 tackle. Travis, it's a silly question. With 2-point penalty goal, does first try scorer still pay out? Yes. A 40-20 attempt here. Oh, it doesn't have the angle on it. Really good kick, though. Wow. Really good kick, which puts the Blues back into their own in goal. Comes out of their own 5. Comes out of the 10. Off to Brian To'o, and then To'o will be taken down to the 15. Risky pass there from Edwards, but it does pay out there, and Brian To'o gets it. But then Nathan Cleary goes for a quick little scoot. Munster couldn't grab him. Second tackle at the 25. It was a great kick there from Munster, Ben. Was a great kick from Munster. But the Blues now are out at the 35 and Queensland up, rushing up in defence as much as they have been. All right, so third tackle now at the 38. You can tell that the speed of the game has slowed down a bit. Robson to the 45 on 4 tackle. Nathan Cleary. That's a knock on, no? The whole crowd's going up about it. So fifth tackler at the 45. Queensland side of the field. Maybe he just didn't grab it. It took him too long because there was a player block in my view. But maybe he just didn't grab it, and then it just took him that long to get up. So Xavier Coates will bring this ball out here to the 13 on first tackle. It's always going to be a physical one in the first part of the game, especially in game one. But Mitchell Barnett comes in there to really rock into Toya. You know they're going to target him, man. You know they're going to really try and put the pressure on him because he's inexperienced. This is his first game, and he's only 10 games into his NRL career with the Roosters. So Queensland not making a great deal of meters on this set. Fourth tackle to the 25, 13 minutes in. Harry Grant right inside. Jeremiah Nene, he runs it straight back in at Crichton. Then he gets the offload away to Harry Grant. Sherry Evans, he's got Ponga. He should have passed that ball there, Cherry Evans. He should have passed that ball there, Cherry Evans. Tro, you did nothing, mate. Settle down. I don't know why he's giving the big one. So Munster there will kick this one down to about the 20, where it will be Zach Lomax who grabs it and then brings it out here to the 30. Ponga's way. Well, no, I think Ponga gets caught on the inside. He should have passed it to probably Robert Toya on his right side, especially after he did the good work to kind of skittle away from a couple. Ponga would have got done on the inside, man. There was players there to cover that. It was Toya that I think he should have passed it to on his right. So Brian To'o now, he'll get this ball to the 50. You always know he's good for a centre field run, just to kind of help those forwards out. Third tackle. Robson off to Mitchell Barnett, and Barnett will be at the 42. New South Wales winning that field position game as we currently speak, 14 minutes in. Now to the left to Nathan Cleary. Payne. So it was good. It's going to be backwards. It's dropped it backwards. It's fine. Still 4 tackle here. And then Liam Martin with a strong run to the 35 on Queensland side of the field. Munster with the tackle there alongside Harry Grant. Storm teammates. They put pressure on Nathan Cleary here. It was a bit of maybe, who was that? Hamiso? Oh! I think that's going to be... I don't know if they're going to call this a knock. Yeah, they're going to call knock on. Knock on from Zach. They were going to see if he was going to score first before they... Because if he had scored, then they would have gone a bunker, no try. But I think that was good there from Ashley Klein. They've called Zach Lomax as a knock on here. They allowed the play to play on just in case New South Wales scored, just in case Lomax didn't knock it on first. It was 50-50 there. I would have loved to have seen a closer up angle. So Queensland now with the ball at the 15, first tackle. We've got 3,600 votes in the poll right now, 59% for Queensland. Keep voting in the poll, guys. Want to see who you think wins this game? Vote in the poll. Obviously, subscribe if you're new around here. Paddy Carrigan now on third tackle. He'll bring this ball out here to the 30, 15 minutes in. Now you got Harry Grant. He'll get out to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans got Ponga here. They might have space. Toya out to the right side. Xavier Coates. He cuts back into the inside. He's away still, Xavier Coates. He's away. Sherrill Mick gets him down to the 40. Good run, though. Fourth tackle now at the 40. Queensland moving up the field. This is the best position they've had in a while. Out to the left-hand side. Here's Ponga at the back again. But good work there. But he still gets away. Now he's 38 metres out. Fifth tackle. I think Queensland are a little bit nervous to throw the final pass right now. That was nicely worked, though, down that right-hand side. Munster puts that ball up into the air. And... what are they going to call here? Yeah, they're going to say Queensland knock on. Blues touch it first, but I'm pretty certain the ball's backwards and it goes backwards from them. So I think that's why it's a knock on from Nene. It's fine. Dodger Review says you should add fake cheer in the background. It'd be a bit weird. It'd be a bit weird. I get where you're coming from. I get why that would make sense. But it would be a little bit weird to kind of do that. So Blues now get this ball to the 25. Janelle says, can you show the real game? You and I both know you're looking for an illegal stream right now, so you have the answer. Second tackle now for the Blues at the 33. Nancy says, go the Blues. Don Finlay says, I'm about 30 seconds behind you. Well, then pause me. What you do is you pause me, and then you go to the point. Right now, I am at 23:42, 23:41, 23:40, 23:39. That should get you in time with me. Jay says you should add cheerleaders in the background. Well, I am in Thailand. So it's going to be third tackle here for the Blues. Now fourth at the halfway point. Another guy to the left-hand side here to Isaiah Yo. That's Isaiah Yo. Nearly through, though, but nicely worked there by Harry Grant to get him down just on the edge. So Nathan Cleary with a fine kick to Ponga, but he's going to have an uncontested grab at it. And then Ponga just runs it straight back to the 10, but really good work there by Mitchell Barnett, Payne Haas, and Liam Martin to smash Ponga back into his own 10. Good little scoot here from Val Holmes. Nearly broke away. Arguably, Liam Martin wasn't square at marker just then, but whatever. But that's the kind of stuff that Liam Martin does. He goes in, has 2 tackles, arguably 3 tackles in a row. Liam Martin's done. That's what he does. All right, Queensland now. Harry Grant, he'll pass this ball across here to Munster. Munster at the back of Cherry Evans. Then across here, he got Toya. Toya passed the ball, and Coates was away, but he doesn't pass it. Oh, that's the inexperience right there. But Cherry Evans now goes back out of the right side. Give it off. Pass the fucking ball. You've got Xavier Coates on the wing. Why is Robert Toya and Cherry Evans running the ball themselves there when they had an open Xavier Coates both times? So Queensland kick it up, and it's going to be the Blues who grab this ball at the 15. Cherry Evans, you are the most experienced player on the field. You pass that ball every single time, dude. Why are Queensland not passing the ball to Xavier Coates in that situation? They have dominated the right side of the field. They've been able to break this New South Wales defence on multiple occasions on the right side of the field. They don't pass the ball to Xavier Coates. They passed it once, and they made a 30-metre break. They didn't pass it the other 2 times, and Cherry Evans and Robert Toya both got taken down early. John says, what is going on, Maroons? Well, it's only 2-0 ball games, so not much right now, man, for both teams. 4 tackle here at the 35 for the Blues. I feel the Blues are having more success down this right-hand side, but Queensland are finding more success for them down the right-hand side. That's coach's job too, absolutely, Travesy. So the Blues here at the 45. Payne Haas rolls it back to Robson, and then Moses with a big chunk of a kick down to Xavier Coates, who grabs his ball at 15. A little bit of confusion there, who was going to be grabbing that ball. But Queensland get the ball here at the 15. And Queensland, oh no, there's a mistake there from the Blues, and Cherry Evans does him dirty. Second tackle here at the 30. Connor says, go the Maroons. Good stuff, brother. Out to not Xavier Coates, Count Ponga. Munster, they pass this ball to the left-hand side. Now Val Holmes. It's like they don't want to pass to their wings here. Well, that's a second effort as he's getting up, ref. Ashley Klein, make the call. Hamiso here to the 48, 4 tackle. So 20 minutes into the game here, guys. 20 minutes gone. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are new here. We stream every NRL game live. We will be here for Game 2 and Game 3, plus all games this weekend. So fire it up. Tino gives it off to Harry Grant. Then to Cherry Evans, who kicks that ball up into the air. Xavier Coates, Brian Nissa Wales! Or it depends if they challenge this. Maybe it goes into a Queenslander. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They don't challenge it. It does go into Xavier Coates' hands. So they would have lost their challenge. Good no challenge there from the New South Wales. Jared Troy says Queensland on top here. Maybe slightly. Queensland have a little bit more momentum in this game right now. Obviously still down 2-0. Now, Maxi King, that's my boy. I may be a Queensland fan, guys, but I know Maxi King. He's a great dude. He played for my club, obviously the Titans. Know him and his family, and I'm just so proud that he's been able to overcome injuries at the Titans and overcome injuries at the Storm. Now he's killing it for the Canterbury Bulldogs, and he gets his debut here for New South Wales against all odds. It's really amazing to see, man. I'm super happy for him. So Kalen Ponga here with the ball. They go to the right-hand side, and it's going to be Robert Toya, who cuts back in there 15 metres out from the line. Come on, Queensland. S plus M says, who's with me for Queensland? Right on M. So Moeki Fodawaker, he's 10 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Is this Queensland's first real attacking opportunity of the game? I think it might be. They fake it to Tino, give it out to Paddy Carrigan. He cuts back here to the left, goes at Maxi King, and they'll be taken down 5 metres out from the line. Third tackle, 5 metres out. All right, Harry Grant off to Cherry Evans to Ponga. Ponga, short ball, Nene. That's a Nene. That's one of his runs. So Nene 5 metres out. Crichton trying to call knock on, you wish. Give it underneath to Ponga here. Ponga, what are they doing? I don't understand what that was meant to do, Ponga. You're never getting through there. Harry Grant goes for a little scoot. What is Queensland doing? So it's going to be New South Wales ball here at the 1, but it makes no sense what they were trying to achieve there. Get a kick away, bro. Yeah, all the attack has gone to the right for Queensland, but it's not going far right. The commentary's talking about this. All of Queensland's attack is going to the far right, but they're not going far enough right here to Xavier Coates. They're just going right enough where Blues have still got enough players in defence. They're not actually using their left-hand side at all here. Queensland haven't really gone Val Holmes' way at all, or Hamiso. And it's like Hamiso is a well-renowned try scorer at Origin level. Queensland continuously are getting good plays on the right, but they're not actually finishing it off because they're not passing the ball to Xavier Coates. So if you're going to go down that way, why don't you go the entire way, especially if it's on, comparatively to not going down the side of Hamiso, who has for so long scored many tries in Origin. So fit tackle here for the Blues. They'll be taken down at the 40. Oh, Lomax, get up, bro. Lomax, get up, man. Get up, dude. So go out to the left, 22 minutes in here, and Nathan Cleary with a very odd kick. That kick is very odd, but Ponga will grab it at the 30. That was a really strange kick there. Maybe it's just a little bit of a scuff kick there. They'll be at the 35. Baby Shakers, they want the Toads to win, but I don't think they will. We'll be tight till the end. It's going to be a tight game, man. Look at it, 20 minutes in. It's still only 2-0. No try scored yet. No try still scored. So Harry Grant, he'll give it out to Mikey Fodawaker, and Fodawaker will be at the 50. Need to make some big runs here, Big Moe. Second tackle here for Queensland. Sorry, third tackle. Paddy Carrigan to Tino. Gee, I don't think Tino is ready for it, but he gets the offload away to Munster. Munster goes. He'll be taken down here at the 35 for Queensland. 35 metres away, fourth tackle. There hasn't been a 6 again call throughout the game so far. Big Tino here. Good run, good run. They lock it down the offload, but there has not been a 6 again for either team. Very noticeable in this game. You don't usually find that in games in general, let alone Origin. So Cherry Evans puts that ball up. Nene going up for it. Knocked back here. And then New South Wales get the ball at 10. They're playing a solo game. Don't know what that means. New South Wales survive for now. Yep. Do we not know how to kick? No, the kick's fine. It's just that I'm just a bit more concerned that Queensland aren't actually utilising the right side attack when that's their whole purpose of today's game so far. So second tackle now at the 22. I think the actual kicking game has been okay from Queensland so far. It's been okay. And it's not been spectacular. Obviously, I would have preferred a bit of a fifth tackle kick. But look, New South Wales 1 metre out from their own line. It's fine. So the Blues now right-hand side to Maxi King. And geez, I think it was Tina who was looking for a big shot there. Maxi King was a little bit before Tina came to the Titans. Out to Crichton. Crichton kind of gets away, gives it off here. Oh, jeez. Moeki Fodawaker with arguably a try-saving tackle there on Mitchell Moses. That was really good. They get off into Payne Haas. It's fit tackle. They give it offloaded. It's right-hand side. They give it away again. They give it away again. Brian. Oh, that's a really nice try there. That's a really nice try from the Blues. Ah, oh, fuck me. That's a really nice try from the Blues. Two good baby Blues. Nancy, the Blues are older than Queensland. Queensland have a younger team than the Blues. It's a nice try from the Blues. You can't hold it against it. You can't hold it against it. So Zach Lomax will score on the right. They just break through. They flick the ball off here to Dylan Edwards. Edwards then gives it off here to Stephen Crichton, who steps inside of Val Holmes. Val Holmes seems to be doing better than that. And then Hamiso couldn't really do much, man. If Hamiso doesn't go in for the tackle on Stephen Crichton, then he probably scores himself. And he probably scores himself. All right, so 6-0 here with a kick to come. Still early in the game here, though, Queensland. Still early in the game. 15 minutes to go here the first half. Holmes has got his act together. Ben, Holmes has got no opportunity with the ball. Queensland aren't going to the left-hand side. You can't blame Holmes for his attack because the Queenslanders have not gone to the left-hand side nearly at all in this game. They keep going to the right, but not to the wing. It's really odd what Queensland are doing here. It's like Queensland have broken New South Wales on that left-hand edge defensively multiple times. Queensland, through Robert Toya, Cherry Evans, and also Xavier Coates, have broken through 3 times. But Toya hasn't passed the ball, and Cherry Evans haven't passed the ball to Xavier Coates. So what is the point of going down the right-hand side every time to set up the overlap if you're never going to pass the ball? Billy Slater needs to go in at halftime and say, pass the fucking ball to the wing if you're going to go down that right-hand side, because otherwise there's no purpose to it. Otherwise there's no purpose to it. They could have absolutely scored a couple of tries already. Like, Queensland have had the upper hand in the last few moments, but New South Wales score off of this opportunity because they know how to finish off the attack. Queensland, however, you've got to forgive a bit of Robert Toy because it's his debut, but Cherry Evans needs to be doing way better in regards to figuring out that Xavier Coates, the winger, the fast-paced winger on the sideline, is completely open if he passes it. But he went for the selfish play and cuts inside and gets tackled. That's the biggest issue with Queensland so far. It's still 6-0. There's still a long time to go in this game, but they need to sort that kind of shit out. And Cleary will get the kick. So it is 8-0. Oh, no, he missed it. He missed it. Oh, so stay 6-0 here. Damn, that's a big miss kick. That is a big miss kick. That is a big miss kick. Connor Jeffrey says glazing Valentine Holmes. Who's glazing Valentine Holmes? Glazing Valentine Holmes. Val Holmes hasn't gotten the ball. Defensively, that was a big reason as to why they just scored just then. Val Holmes shot out of the line when the line was broken, to be fair, but Val Holmes missed the tackle, which allowed Crichton and Lomax to have a free run of the line. So I don't know who you think is glazing Val Holmes here. What I'm saying is he hasn't gotten the ball in attack at all. They haven't gone down the prolific try scorer of Hamiso Tabuai-Fido's side all night, and Val Holmes hasn't gotten the ball all night. So I don't know who you think is glazing Val Holmes, but it absolutely isn't me. So Blues out of the left-hand side now, and it's going to be 20 metres after the run line, second tackle. But it is only 6-0. That missed kick is huge. That missed kick is really, really huge. Payne Haas now. He'll bring it out to the 25. It's going to be if Coates gets through a gap in Blues defence, then he scores. I agree, and there was multiple times. Multiple times. Out to Latrell Mitchell and Robert Toy, good defense there alongside Xavier Coates to defend Latrell Mitchell. That was the biggest question mark about tonight. Latrell is on Toy's side. And, you know, people have obviously expected Latrell to come in and dominate Toy on debut. Hasn't happened just yet, though. All right, to the right-hand side now to Nathan Cleary. And Nathan Cleary will kick it into the corner where it should be an easy grab here for Val Holmes, where he does get it at the 10. And then we'll bring it out now to the 20 on first tackle. So I forgot how many ads there are on Channel 9. I obviously watch through watchnrl.com, which is the international broadcast, which is effectively through KO. And I know you can't watch it on KO, but Fox gets the rights if they're international. So Cherry Evans underneath now to Xavier Coates. He'll bring it out at the 35. He's making some good runs, Xavier Coates. If I'm glazing anyone, it should be Xavier Coates. Because I think that every time he's had an opportunity, but it's just Queensland won't give him the ball. So fourth tackle now for Queensland. Harry Grant gives this ball to the halfway point, and now at the 45 he loses the ball. Loses the ball. Well, Harry Grant, you got to be doing better than that, man. You got to be doing better than that. You can't be going down at halftime here 12-0. So Queensland, you've just got to stick in it to at least be only down by the 6 here. That's a great tackle there from Payne Haas. Just wraps around the chest. Ball bounces out. Harry Grant not holding on to it. James says we need to stop playing fastballs. The biggest issue with Queensland right now is they're not utilising the field. They're not utilising the plays that they have. And even though they are finding success down the right-hand side, they're not doing what they need to do in regards to finishing off the play. But there is a whole 50 minutes left of the game to play. So there's a long time left here, but they've got to sort it out. So first tackle now at the 45. They go out to the right. Because if you're not going to do it, then give it to your prolific try scorer down the left-hand side of the field. Second tackle now at the 40. Especially considering that they are going heavily down a side that is a debutant. So that's a game plan part. Like, they've gone down a side that is the debutant side. All right, so Crichton now. He'll roll that ball back to Robson. Robson to Cleary. Cleary will flick that ball off back to Crichton, then to Payne Haas, who goes back into... They've called 6 again, have they? Oh, they've called 6 again if they lose. That's the first 6 again call they've called all night. Don't know where the 6 again came from, though. Inside the 10, sure. So the Blues now, they're 20 metres away. Isaiah Yeo, 13 metres out, second tackle. Second tackle is Isaiah Yeo to Robson, then off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary at the back. Oh, and they're going to score on the wing. It's a nice try by the Blues. 10-0 here with a kick to come from the sideline. Damn it, man. Ah, man, that's not good. That's not good, Queensland fans. That's not good. So 10-0 here to the Blues with 10 minutes to go here at the game of the first half. Guys, hit that like button and subscribe Both tries from the Blues have been nice. That's a really good pass there from Latrell Mitchell. As a Queenslander, you got to sit back and say that is really nice. Like that pass from Latrell Mitchell is just catch and pass. Catch and pass. He knows he's going to get whacked in the tackle, and they just give it out to the left. This is the first time they've really gone out to they've been able to break through Xavier Coates and Toya. Unfortunately, that is on Xavier Coates. He comes in off his line. He goes to the tackle on Latrell. It's like, well, Toya's there, so why? Or is it Nene? It was either Toya or Nene. Someone's there, so why is Xavier Coates coming in for that play on Latrell? Yeah, it's a big play if you get it, but if you don't get it, you leave the line completely open, and that's why they score there through Brian To'o. So try to the 10-0 to the Blues, and they deserve it. They deserve it right now. They deserve it right now. King places go Queensland. Unfortunately, not looking fantastic right now, but there's only 30 minutes gone. Luckily, it would have been massive if Cleary got that kick. If Cleary had made it 8-0 and then makes this 14-0, that would have been like, well, shit. I don't know if you come back from that. 12-0 is still fine if they can keep. If Cleary misses this and makes it 10-0, still okay, but it's getting worrying. 12-0 it's okay, but it's getting worrying. Anything beyond that 13-plus mark at halftime, and I can't see Queensland coming back from it. But this is Origin. All right, so 10 minutes to go in the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe. Nancy says, thank you so much for commentating live because I wanted to watch, but I couldn't get through. It's fun watching you commentating. Go the mighty Baby Blues. Well, I appreciate that as a Blues fan too. As an opposition fan, for you still to enjoy the stream. Cleary here from the sideline. We stream every game here live, so we'll be here all throughout the NRL this weekend. Cleary will miss the kick, so it stays 10-0. These kicks could be massive, man. These kicks could be massive. If Queensland score a converted try and bring it within 4, that's a big turning event before half time. You know, because the Blues deserve to be up by this margin as we currently speak. The Blues deserve to be up by this margin. But you can't be missing all these kicks, man. Look, us, the New Zealand Warriors fans, if you want to ask anybody, ask Warriors fans what it means to miss kicks. Because this is not good missing conversions. They are playing better footy right now. They are doing better with the ball, the Blues. But you cannot be missing conversions because if Queensland can find a way to actually break through that right-hand side and actually give the ball to the winger in Xavier Coates, or they go down the left-hand side and Miso scores, it's back within a one-score game. You know, it could have easily been 14-0. Instead, it's 10-0. A big difference. Lollipop says, yes, New South Wales Blues are the best. Long way to go. And also, just a reminder for Queensland fans, you win this, or New South Wales fans, you win this, there is still 2 games to go in this series. Winning game 1 doesn't give you the series. So if you're New South Wales going to win this, you haven't won the series yet. If Queensland going to win this, we haven't won the series yet. Just a reminder, everybody. Nightbright says, Cleary having a good game aside from the boot. I agree. So out of the right now, Liam Martin. He'll get this ball at 30. Good run with the ball. 9 minutes to go here of the first half. Damn, had Cleary for 6 points, my multi. Damn, well, he's hurting you right now. Well, he got 2 points for the penalty. You would have had the 6 points right there and then, though. Out to the left-hand side, and Mitchell Moses will put that ball down into the corner where Kalen Ponga will grab it at the 10 to 15. And good tackle there by Latrell Mitchell. Comes up in the line. Now, Cherry Evans, he'll get this ball. He'll roll it off to Xavier Coates. Brings out the 25. Queensland need to find a way to get like a 6 again or a penalty. There's been 1 6 again all game, and it came to the Blues in the last set. All right, so Lindsay Collins now on the field, and he'll get crunched into 30. It Simple says, thanks for commentating. Appreciate you, brother. Casey says, I'll just fall back on the old 11-year win streak if Queensland lose. Classic. It wasn't an 11-year win streak. It was 8 in a row, and then it was a win to New South Wales, and then we won 3 in a row. So we won 11 out of 12. But Ruben Cotter now will get this ball here to the 45 on fit tackle. Simple says, Queensland, come on. Long way to go, man. Long way to go. So Cherry Evans now. But if New South Wales score next, I will say that I think they win. If New South Wales take it past the 3 into a 3-score game, I think that's where you've really got to start to worry. 10-0 is okay. Cleary has kind of saved Queensland in this instance because you can't be going in down by more than 13 points at half time. But 10-0, as long as you keep it to that, even if you give away a penalty and make it 12-0, it's okay. It's okay. But anything past that 13-plus marker at half time, I just don't see you coming back from it against it. Oh, they caught a penalty here. They caught a penalty here against Queensland. Negan says New South Wales too big, too strong. That's not really how this game has been going right now, man. That is definitely a penalty against Harry Grant. Harry Grant has been a big detractor. Harry Grant has been a big detractor. The way this game has gone is because Queensland have been very ill-disciplined. They've been ill-disciplined across the park. It's because of the ill discipline. They gave away 3 penalties in the first 10 minutes. They've given away multiple penalties in a 6 again since. New South Wales haven't given away a single 6 again, and I think they've given away maybe 1 penalty in the game so far. Maybe 2, but I'm pretty certain it's only 1. So that's what's winning the game right now. It's not too big, too fast. It's ill discipline versus good discipline. That's what's happening in this game at the moment. Second tackle now for New South Wales, 15 metres out, 25 metres out even the line, sorry. Nathan Cleary. Cleary steps onto the inside. Queensland knock it back. 6 again. Oh my gosh. 6 again. All right, so New South Wales now, they're 15 metres away. They give it off now to Nathan Cleary, off to Isaiah Yeo. Isaiah Yeo goes through, and can they get him down? If New South Wales score here, I've nearly got to say I don't think Queensland come back. 10 metres out. Robson, he'll go short here to Angus Crichton, who's been locked down pretty well down that left-hand side here tonight so far. Third tackle now, 5 metres away. Crichton rolls it back here to Robson, then off to Mitchell Moses. Moses off to Cleary. Cleary at the back now to Stephen Crichton. Crichton, good defence. Oh, no, he's going to get through. Oh, no, he just got taken down late there by Cameron Munster. And another penalty here. And this is the thing. It's not because New South Wales are too strong right now. It's because Queensland are very ill-disciplined. This team doesn't have any discipline right now. You have a game plan down the right which you don't utilise, but you're also giving every opportunity here to the Blues. You're giving away penalties. You're giving away penalties, and you're giving away 6 agains. What are Queensland doing? What is Munster doing in this situation? You're meant to be the most experienced player nearly on the field right now. Yeah, Storm players are costing Queensland right now, Brenton. Maybe that's talking about a lot of what they're going through as a club at the moment in the NRL because they've been struggling. Luckily, they get to bounce back against my Titans this week. So first tackle here for the Blues, 10 metres out from the line. 10 metres away, they go to the left. Isaiah Yeo. If Queensland can hold them out here, game's still on for the second half. If New South Wales score right now, then shit. I don't know, man. Out to the left to Nathan Cleary. They give it off short ball. Crichton. Geez, good run. Luckily, good defense from Cherry Evans and Robert Toya. Well, what is Cherry Evans meant to do in this situation? They've played the ball fast, Ashley Klein. That's not on Cherry Evans. How can Cherry Evans get out of that situation? Every other penalty is fair and valid, but how is Cherry Evans meant to get out of the situation? They've played the ball fast. He's then been pushed as he's getting up. How is that then justified as a penalty to New South Wales? Mitchell Moses is the one that pushed Cherry Evans. That makes absolutely no sense. Every other penalty has been absolutely justified and correct. But you can't blame Cherry Evans in that situation. He's getting up and Mitchell Moses has pushed him down over the ball. What? That doesn't make any sense at all. Exactly right, Skidamadia. DC can't move there. They've played the ball fast. That is an option they are allowed to take, but you can't blame Cherry Evans, who is getting up, for being pushed over by Mitchell Moses or whoever was the one playing the dummy half, to then justify giving the penalty in that situation. After faces he wasn't getting up. You're not watching the game then. If you're watching the game, go back and have a look at it again. You can clearly see that Cherry Evans is currently getting up at that time. So you're either watching a completely different game from the last year, or you're just full of shit. It's very clear. You can see Cherry Evans actually getting up at the time and then getting pushed in the back to go down. So it's very obvious. I don't know what you're talking about. So second tackle here for the Blues. Every other penalty has been justified so far. Every other one, but not that one. So third tackle here for the Blues. 5 metres out. Good defence so far from Queensland on this set. Robson goes out to the right-hand side. Nathan Cleary. Cleary at the back here, and that's an easy try for the Blues. And that should be game over. But it comes off of the back of an awful penalty from Ashley Klein. You cannot blame Cherry Evans in that situation. After facing his line down in the belly. Bro, go back and watch it. Please. Fucking please go back and watch it again. You have no idea what you're talking about. Go back and watch it again. You can see Cherry Evans is in the motion of getting up. He is already off the ground. You cannot blame Cherry Evans for being shoved in the back midway getting up. Watch it again. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. Again, I'm able to sit here and say the Blues, all the other penalties, they've been the better team so far. Very obvious. But you're clearly not watching the same game that we are watching if you're saying that Cherry Evans is still on the ground. Holmes is having a shocker, Negan. He is having a shocker. The Blues have been the much better team so far. Joel Clements says, why isn't Queensland score? Because they haven't been good enough. They haven't been, when they've been going down the right-hand side, which is clearly their attacking play, which is clearly their option, they're not getting the ball to Xavier Coates. They're not getting the ball to him. That's why. New South Wales have been the better team here. They deserve to be up 14-0 here. They deserve to be in the lead. This is a well-earned lead for New South Wales in this situation. Queensland have been ill-disciplined. They have not made the right plays in regards to going down that right-hand side. They've relied upon the rookie, which is fine and on debut is okay. But there are so many issues in regards to what Queensland are doing. What is Val Holmes coming out of the line there for? You have the play. Queensland has the line ready. They have defence out there. Why is Val Holmes coming in? Just like, why did Xavier Coates come in on the other side? They don't trust in their men is what that tells me. Queensland don't trust their defence. And that's coming from a Queensland fan. Because you're not shooting in off your line like Val Holmes is doing there. And you're not shooting off your line like Xavier Coates in this Origin game. If you trust your men, that's the issue with tonight. And Cleary's missed again, so it's 14-0. I still don't see Queensland coming back here. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love for them to come back and win. But they've got a lot of soul-searching to do at halftime here. They've got a lot of soul-searching to do. If Nathan Cleary had gotten 3 of these kicks, it would be 20-0 at halftime. And it would be a deserved 20-0 at halftime. But there is still 43 minutes here for Queensland to come back from 14. I don't think if you go in at halftime down 14-0 that you win this game. If you can find a way to score in the next 2 minutes 45, then fantastic. I would love to see it as a Queensland fan. But this is looking seriously shaky defensively because they don't trust their men. Ibrahim says some calls have gone New South Wales' way. The only call I will say specifically that has gone New South Wales' way is blaming Cherry Evans in that situation just then when he is already halfway off the ground. Outside of that, it's been, like, Ashley Klein, yes, it's only been 1-6 again in the game, which has gone to the Blues, and there's been a gigantic amount of penalties to the Blues. But also, a lot of them you can't argue. A lot of them you can say, yeah, look, Queensland are putting their foot in the ruck, or they're coming, like, I disagree with the first penalty that was kind of, they called around the face against, I can't remember, Carrigan or something like that. But outside of that, for the most part, Queensland just have been ill-disciplined. They have been. Fit tackle, you can't argue it. After Frank says, sorry, dude, I didn't see the push, my bad. It's okay, man. It's always fiery in Origin. I was just trying to help you to understand, but it was definitely there. Anyway, Kalen Pong will get this ball at the 10. So, like, I'm not always going to be right. Other people here aren't always going to be right, but I knew that one for a fact. So that's why I was so adamant in regards to saying it. So first tackle now at the 20, and they go out to the right-hand side, and Xavier Coates will get this ball out of the 25-second tackle. Logan Ball said, okay, no. I'm about to, I wreck here for this. I mean, DCE tapped the ball, which interfered with Robertson picking up the ball, just seemed unlucky for DCE. Again, lagging ball sacks. DCE was pushed into it. You can't blame Cherry Evans for that. What are you not comprehending here? Again, Queensland don't deserve to be leading. They deserve to be down 14-0. Watch it again, please, Logan Ball sacks. If anyone disagrees with what I'm saying, please, for the love of God, watch it again before speaking. Cherry Evans cannot be blamed for falling onto the ball with a push in the back. This is the issue that we're talking about here. Callum Pong will put this ball into the corner. And knock on from the Blues. Okay, Queensland, you got to score now. You want a chance to come back, you got to score now. 47 seconds left here. They give that ball off to Cherry Evans. Callum Ponga, it's a whole fresh set here. Callum Pong goes out to the left-hand side. Now he's 20 metres out. Queensland, you want a chance, you have to score right damn well now. I'm not blaming you, I'm just saying it's unlucky. No, it's an incorrect call is what it is. So 6 again, but that doesn't matter. 32 seconds to go here. Carrigan gives it off to Loyero, who's 13 metres out. 27 seconds left here in the first half. Come on. Harry Grant off to Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan gives it out to Munster. Munster goes himself, and it's going to be 5 metres out on the line. Forget the 6 again, who cares? 15 seconds left to the first half. That should be a penalty. That should be a sin bin. That should be a penalty. That should be a sin bin. But he hasn't even called anything. Cherry Evans kicks that ball across here. Xavier Coates! Oh! Well, has he even tried to go for the ball? That's a penalty. This could be a... Well, this is at least a bin here. He hasn't even gone for the ball. Brian Toto has not even gone for the ball here. They're going to go to the bunker and check this. Yeah, need to see this again after effect. This may... This could be... This is going to be interesting here. He's in the air right there, bringing him down. He's dropped the ball, that's fine, but he's also making a tackle mid-air. Look at as he's grabbed him after he's got over the ball, and then he grabs him whilst he's in the air. He's tackled him before he's even reached his hands. He's tackled him before he's even grabbed his head, before the ball's even got into his hands. This will be interesting what they call here. This is going to be very interesting what they call. Right there, he's grabbed him. This is a bin at very minimum. Oh! What are they? Are they calling a penalty try? Are they calling a penalty try? Oh, well, I was going to say, they've called no try here. Well, they should have clarified it. They should have clarified that, because that's why I was so shocked. No, I agree it's just a bin. That's why I was so shocked. I don't think it's a penalty try because he drops the ball. But it's definitely a bin there for Brian To'o. So if I'm Queensland, I'd take the 2 here. It's on the sideline, but I would take the 2 in this situation. Or if you go for the try, sure. It's a difficult kick. Maybe you do go for the try. No, you can't call the penalty try, Lucas, on the basis that there's no guarantee he gets the ball down. Do they go for the 2 here, or do they go for the try? I think they're going to go for the 2. It's a big kick from the sideline, though. You got. No, I didn't. I was surprised that they were calling a penalty try. They should have clarified it. Go take the 2. Sure, but it's like you take the 2 here. It's a difficult kick, though. If you bring it back within 12, and this is a great decision. If you miss the kick, it's like you do... It's a very interesting decision, this one. He didn't get the ball down because of Brian To'o. Yes and no, Mossy. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name wrong there. Yes and no. Because it's like, sure, you can argue that, but you can also argue that there's no guarantee he catches the ball anyway, right? Regardless, even if he's by himself individually, there's no guarantee a player actually catches it. But I get the viewpoint. All right, Val Holmes here. He will make the kick. That's a great kick from Val Holmes. All right, 12-point game at half-time. That has just woken this game right back up. Brian To'o will be gone off until 30 minutes to go in this game. It is 14-2. It's a great kick there from Val Holmes. Fantastic kick. Now, there's a lot to talk about here at halftime, guys, so put your feet up and get ready to get into the chat because we're going to be talking with you guys the entire time. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Right now, we've had 6,500 people vote, so I appreciate all the people tuning in. But... get in the chat. Let me know your thoughts at half time because there's a lot to go over. Let's get into some of these stats here first. Let's get into some of these stats here, and then we'll talk about it. So, like I said, thumbs up and subscribe. New South Wales is the only team to score here. Zach Lomax, Brian To'o, and Zach Lomax. He scored a double. Val Holmes has not been good defensively. In regards to the team stats, it's been 58% possession to New South Wales and 42% possession to Queensland. Now, when you look at that stat, you go, New South Wales are very well earning of this lead. But with a stat like that, you would be expecting them to be up by more. You would be expecting them to be up by 13 plus. Now, what Brian To'o has just done then is just woken this game back up. If Queensland do not score in that, if Queensland don't get a point in that first half, I don't think Queensland come back from a 13 plus lead. I don't think it's possible. But with 12 points being the case now, I think that doesn't necessarily reflect a possession stats where you would, as a New South Wales fan, you'd be feeling a lot more confident. 14-0, then up by just 12 points, which is 2 converted tries. And Nathan Cleary has missed all 3 of his conversions. He has made a penalty from right in front, but he has missed all 3 of his conversions. And that's what's keeping this game extremely close right now. But a momentum swing like that gives Queensland a bit of confidence going into that second half, which can adjust everything. Now, time in possession has been 17 minutes, 10 seconds here for New South Wales. 12 minutes exactly for the Maroons. I will also clarify, like I say throughout every NRL stream, these stats will slightly adjust at halftime, so don't take them as gospel, but understand that they will be, here or there, but it's a basis. Completion rate is 88% for both teams, but the difference is how many times New South Wales have had the ball in comparison. 23 completed sets to 26 for New South Wales, 16 completed sets from 18 for Queensland. So both teams are very strong in regards to completed sets, and they're not dropping the ball much. They're not doing too many mistakes overall. Attacking-wise, New South Wales have had 111 runs to 77 for Queensland. It's 1,036 metres here for New South Wales, 612 for Queensland. So about a 400 gap. right? Which is kind of on the average side. 10 meters per run is usually what you look at. Times 10 by 40, and you're getting to that 400 marker. So that is very equal there if you give Queensland the same amount of ball as New South Wales. Now, that is all semantics. That is all, ifs, buts, or maybes. But if you give Queensland the same amount of ball as what New South Wales are getting, and you average out those runs together, it's probably still a little bit in advantage of New South Wales, but also it's close enough to have that conversation and say, well, based off of the 10 metres per run instance, this is the case. Post-contact metres is 363 to New South Wales, 203 to Queensland, which is in advantage of New South Wales. You give more to Queensland to try and even it out if they would have the same amount of ball. It's still in advantage to New South Wales. So they are winning the post-contact. Line breaks is 3-1 to the Blues. I will make a statement here and say that this is obviously absolutely correct, but Queensland have been their own worst enemies because they could have easily had 3 line breaks down the right-hand side alone if Toya had to pass the ball to Xavier Coates and Sherry Evans had to pass that ball to Xavier Coates. The other line break, I'm sure I know who it was. Xavier Coates from one of those 3 opportunities they had on the right-hand side. So Queensland could have easily been at 3-3 here, but they were their own worst enemies because they have actually done really well on that right-hand side. They're just not putting it to bed. Now, tackle breaks is 29-9 to New South Wales. That is a lot. That means that Queensland have missed 29 tackles. It's inexcusable. It is inexcusable. 9 tackle breaks, for Queensland, not much. They're really not giving them much there. Now, average set distance here is quite disappointing from Queensland. 34.02, whilst New South Wales is 39.88. 39.88, so if you guys are regulars on the streams, you know kind of the averages here. 39.88 is in that 35 to 40 category of what you would expect. Now, for Origin, it's the exact same. But 35 to 40 is basic, what you expect. It's on the higher end there. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. 50 plus is insane, incredible. Anything under 35 to 30 is not that great, and then anything under 30 is pathetic. Queensland are at 34.02, which is on a relatively higher end of that not that great section, and New South Wales is on the higher end of the very good, of the basics, very high end. They're 0.12 off of being on the very good section of 40. So that is really good there for New South Wales, not so much there for Queensland. Kick return meters is 101 and 61 New South Wales way. Now, the play the ball speed is very interesting here. 3.64 seconds for New South Wales, 3.68 seconds for Queensland. This is extremely slow. This is a really slow play the ball speed. When you're looking at regular NRL games, you're looking at fast play the ball speeds being around that 3.4 section. 3.35 to 3.4, 3.45 kind of section. Right now, both of these are at extremely slow play the ball speeds, which you don't usually find in Origin. Usually you find a very fast-paced game. And it seems like it is, but that's not fast, comparatively to the what you see in the NRL, which is very interesting. Offloads-wise is 8-4 to New South Wales. You've got Queensland throwing a lot of dummy passes here. Kick defusal is 0% for Queensland, which is crazy. 43% for New South Wales. Now, this is a key metric here. Defensive effective tackle percentage is wild. 85.04% for Queensland, 91.28% for New South Wales. Anything below 88% is shithouse. Anything above 88% is what you want to be. Anything above 90% is very good. Queensland are 85.04, New South Wales is 91.28. So tackles made is 233 tackles for Queensland with 29 missed tackles and 12 ineffective. That is 41 bad tackles in the first half. 41 bad tackles through 233 tackles made. That's not good. That's really not up to standard. New South Wales, with their 91.28%, is 157 tackles made with 9 missed tackles and 6 ineffective. But even if you give the same amount of tackles to New South Wales as Queensland have made, and you even it out, Queensland is still missing a lot more tackles regardless. Like, 9 missed tackles and 157 is about 70, 80 odd less than what Queensland have made, but yet it's 20 missed tackles more for Queensland, and there's double the amount of ineffective tackles. So that's a very important metric there to say Queensland's defence has just simply not been good. Again, it's 3 tries to 0 right now. 3 tries to 0. I know it's 14. If you haven't watched this game so far, you would be like, well, 14, how's it only 3 tries? Cleary has missed 3 conversions. He's got the penalty, but he's missed 3 conversions. So that's what's keeping this game on with the 12 points, especially with Brian Simbin for the first 10 minutes of the second half. Now, in regards to negative play, 5 errors apiece is not too bad. It's really equal there. The issue is the yield discipline. I've been mentioning this all throughout the first half. 6 penalties conceded to Queensland, 2 penalties conceded to the Blues. That is way too many penalties to be giving up in Origin. You can't be giving up 6 penalties to 2 in State of Origin. That is ridiculous from Queensland. So they need to really sort their discipline out in the second half, because if they do, and they can equal out that possession, then they will actually come back in this game. If they can equal this possession out to be 50-50, because they're at 58-42 right now New South Wales way, if they can get it back to a 50-50 standing point, well then bang, Queensland will be back in this game. We may even go to an extra time kind of game, or they might be able to win it beforehand. It's going to be very interesting to see, because if they can get it back in, it means they're going to have a mountain worth of possession to start the second half, and when you have possession, you can score a try, especially when it's 39-12. So New South Wales just really need to prevent these first 10 minutes from blowing into Queensland's momentum direction, and you don't want the Queensland crowd getting back into this game at Suncorp. Ruck infringements is 1-0 New South Wales way. Inside 10 metres is 1-1, and the sin bin is obviously 1 New South Wales, 0 to the Queenslanders. So this second half is all on. Blues should feel confident. They should feel in the lead here. They should feel like they're the better team, and they deserve to be in the lead right now. But that bin and that penalty to make it a 14-2 game, the 3 missed conversions from Nathan Cleary, just ask the Warriors fans how big conversions are. It's all on. It is absolutely all on here. So guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. We've got 7,000 votes in the poll right now. Let's see if we can get to 10,000 votes. Let's see if we can get to 10,000 votes in the poll. Good to see Queensland smacking it up, but, you know, obviously it's a very tough one right now. Sung Jin Woo says New South Wales defence better. Yep, I just went through all the metrics and completely agree with that. Luana says it's just the first game. Correct, but it's a very important game for Queensland here, because New South Wales still get to play at a core, and also we play at Optus Stadium in Perth, where Queensland have never won before, right? And Queensland don't have a great record going to the neutral grounds. So whilst you're correct, and this is the first game, this game is more important for Queensland to win than it is for New South Wales. Even though you go back to last season, when Queensland won the first game of the series in a core stadium in Sydney. Then Queensland lost the second game of the series at the MCG. And then Queensland lost the third game of the series, but that was at Suncorp. So you look at that and you go, well, Queensland were able to win the game in Sydney. New South Wales were able to win the game in Brisbane, but New South Wales always win the neutral grounds for the most part. So even if New South Wales do win this game, yes, sure, Queensland can still win the series. There's no doubt about that, but it makes it 10 times harder. Because you don't want to be expecting to win a Game 3 decider in enemy territory. You can't be expecting it. Jared Royce, is there anyone on here who's at the game? I would doubt it. Blizzy says Queensland probably going to get back in this, knowing them. Yeah, well, Queensland... Oh, jeez, sorry, 1 second here. Deary me. Sorry about that. Yeah, Queensland are known as the comeback team between the two teams. I'm going to sneeze again. Hold on. No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I didn't need to. Blitz says, especially with the bin. The bin is huge, man. Who says, Cuz, let me watch the game. Cuz, get a job. Treven says, who will get copyright infringement strike? Yeah, it's obvious to people who have a brain. Scott Gillespie says, Lomax is the only one that's got a try, basically. Well, no, Brian Tuttle scored. Lomax scored 2 tries, but Brian Tuttle scored a fair and valid try on the left-hand side. A big thing that I really want to emphasise again, because we did speak about this in depth during the game, is that, okay, if you know what I'm talking about, then fantastic. Do you understand when I'm saying that Cherry Evans shouldn't be penalised in that situation? If anything, it should be just play on. And if anything, if the Blues knock it on from the push of Cherry Evans, then if anything, that's actually a knock-on. Because it makes no sense with a quick... New South Wales, I'll go over the situation again. New South Wales are fully entitled to have a quick play the ball. They are fully entitled to go for it quickly. But also, that doesn't mean that then you can blame the Queensland player if you're also pushing him up halfway as he's getting up. You push him down, he then contacts the ball, and then you knock it on from that. It makes no sense that New South Wales receive a penalty from that when they're actually the ones who initiated it, from their fast, quick play the ball, which is valid, but also from shoving the player down towards the ball and then proceeding to knock it on. Do you understand the questions from Queensland's side here? Again, 90% of the calls here from Ashley Klein have been correct. Queensland have been ill-disciplined. But I don't see a world where you can actually argue against how that is a penalty against Queensland, which did actually lead to the third try for New South Wales. That's my only complaint from that first half. Jamie says, Queensland needs discipline and a good yelling at, but we can always come back today. Can come back, baby. Absolutely. It's only half time. It's only half time. It's only 12 points. They need to score in this first 10 minutes, though. They need to set that foundation. They need to set that platform. They can score 2 tries in the next 10 minutes. Wow. But if they can score a try in this first 10 minutes, that's going to be... I would nearly say Queensland probably do come back and win if they score in the next 10 minutes. But it's a big if. It's a big if. Mark says Queensland needs to take advantage of the sin bin. I agree. Billy Senior says Cleary needs to be cleared off from kicking duties. Which is weird because usually Cleary is a fantastic conversion kicker. Right? I still think they give the first conversion kick of the second half to Cleary, even if when they score. If they score, I still think they do it. But I understand why people are pretty frustrated. Ned says, "Bless you, thank you." Hugger Dad says, "Blues all the way, 34-8." I don't know if it's going to blow out like that, man. I don't think it's going to blow out like that. New South Wales winning, sure, but 34-8. I don't know if it blows out like that from what I've seen so far. Quanda Lafinger says, when will the next round start? Game 2 is in 3 weeks' time. So it's always 3 weeks apart. So game 1 is tonight, 3 weeks is game 2, and then 3 weeks from then is game 3. If that's what you're asking. Bradley says, how can Maroons win when Nathan and Moses are there? I don't even know what that means. Aben says, over 40 points or under. Oof. Jeez, that's a tough question, man. 14-2, 16... I'm going to say under, but I can see both sides here, man. Like, I think that I wouldn't even bet on it, to be fair. I wouldn't bet on the over-under, to be fair, because I think that I can see both it going over, and I can also see it going well and truly under. Jared Troy says, BKR, as a New South Wales fan, I agree with you on that controversial penalty call on Cherry Evans. Thank you. The Storm has been ill-disciplined. Yeah, Melbourne Storm, Harry Grant and Cameron Munster have unfortunately been a negative part of how Queensland have played so far. Yeah, they have. They have been more negative than positive. They need to really shape up in the second half. There's a whole way to go. So New South Wales are on the field here, guys. Queensland are about to come out. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Keep voting in the poll. Good to see so many people coming through. We're nearly at 7,500 votes now. Let's see if we can get to 10,000. Let's do it. Dead Rail God says, Maroons suck. Your mum sucks. Rubu King says, when's the next half? It's about to start now. Queensland just run out to the field. Ryan Crupple6 says, ironic that Cherry was talking to the ref and then gives him a penalty. Well, again, I don't really... If that's the same situation, all I know is that Cherry Evans is getting up in a fast, quick play the ball, and he gets shoved to the ground, and then a penalty goes against him, despite the fact that it was the Blues player who actually shoved him to the ground and put him into that situation. So I think that's controversial for sure, but it is what it is. Justin Sunder says, I decided to find a dodgy stream, 9 now, way too far behind. Oh, damn. All right, here we go. Comment in the chat, guys. Who do you think wins from here? Comment in the chat right now. Do you think New South Wales wins or do you think Queensland wins? Let me know in the chat right now. Dead Real God says, Moses will kick you. Okay, mate. And you're going to get timed out for spamming. Well, so we'll see ya. So Queensland now with the ball. Munster gives it to Lindsay Collins with a strong run into the 10. Don't forget, Brian To'o is gone for the first 10 minutes of this second half. New South Wales need to be super careful here. They cannot allow Queensland back into this game whilst Brian To'o is in the bin. Diversification says, if Queensland comes back second half, where is the weakest part of their defence? The weakest part of the defence has been the Val Holmes side. Val Holmes and Hamiso side, unfortunately, has been the weaker part of the defence today. But I don't know what that why that has anything to do with if Queensland comes back second half. Or are you saying in regards to New South Wales? If you're saying in regards to New South Wales, so far in this game, it's come down the side of Xavier Coates and Robert Toya, but Toya and Cherry Evans have not passed the ball to Xavier Coates. Queensland need to score first 10, in my opinion, for a chance. Queensland need to be the first to score if they want a chance. I don't think that if they don't score with Brian To'o in the bin, that it's game over, but they just can't let New South Wales score first. If New South Wales score the first try, all points. If New South Wales score a penalty, a field goal, a try, then New South Wales win this game. I don't think Queensland comes back if it goes past that 13-plus margin again. Luana says, first game chill. Okay, idiot. I'm trying to tell you for the 15th time here today that we understand that it's the first game. But no one chills because it's a 3-game series, but game 1 is very important. What is not getting into the noggin? Anyway, I'm going to go off you. So 4th tackle now for New South Wales here at the 45. It's okay if you don't understand rugby league, but this is a very important game, regardless if there's 2 games to go after this. So 5th tackle now. At the 30, Luana knows nothing about NRL. Man, it's just baffling that people comment as if they know what they're talking about. When it's just like, oh, that's an awful kick from the Blues. 7 tackle set coming up here for Queensland at the 20. And so this is a very important game for both these teams, but specifically for Queensland with them not having the home field advantage. But it doesn't take rocket science to understand it, but obviously, old mate over here, it is rocket science. All right, so at the 20, that was a really bad kick from Moses. So first tackle here for Queensland. They're at the 40. Now second tackle. Good running here from Queensland, though. But again, Moses was the one who... And it's a penalty, Queensland. Okay, this is huge. All right, this is huge. Okay, this is a big turning point here. They're going to be putting themselves into attacking range. And again, Brian To'o is in the bin. Moses giving away that kick there for the 7 tackle set. And then Liam Martin giving away a penalty. Damn, we could be on for a big second half here, lads. We could be on for a big second half. It's going to be, since Queensland need to target Brian To'o's side. No, they just need to find the hole. I don't care what side it comes from. They just need to find the hole. And they are at home here in front of a home crowd doing the chase, which is what Queensland are known for as the underdogs. Let's see if they can put it together. All right, so that's a big offload there from Trent Loiero off to Cherry Evans. Then they get off to Lindsay Collins, who'll get this ball to the 25. It's a good post-contact run there, 23 metres out, second tackle. 37 minutes to go here of the game. Harry Grant, quick play to Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan up to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans now short ball. Robert Toya with a good run. Good run by Robert Toya. We 4-3, 2 metres away here from the line. That's a 6 again, referee. Ashley Klein. Call the 6 again. Paddy Carrigan out the back down to Munster. Munster to Ponga. Ponga gets it off into Hamiso. Hamiso, high tackle, referee. High. Ashley Klein, make the call, dude. What are you doing? Everyone saw that. Commentary saw that. Players saw that. How the fuck is Ashley Klein not seeing that? Hamiso gives up the Munster on fit tackle. And knock back here from Queensland. New South Wales get the ball. That's fucking bullshit. Ashley Klein, you've called a billion things in regards to the Blues in the first half. How are you not calling? That's a knock on. It's a knock on. That's a knock on. Ball don't lie. Ball don't fucking lie. Queensland ball here at the 15. Ball don't lie. All right, so 36 minutes to go here. Sirius's language. Oh, man, if you think that language is bad. We don't usually swear too much in this channel, but when we're like passionate and our team's playing and stuff like that, yeah, it can get a bit crazy. So maybe don't have me on full volume. Probably don't have me on full volume. But yes, when it's my team's playing, I will be passionate. So knock on there from the Blues. So Queensland will get a fresh set of 6 here. What's happening with the trainer? Ashley Klein saying to the trainer, if you do that again, you're not coming back on the field. I don't even know what's happened. Okay, so Luana, we're just going to time you out for ages. We don't care. All right, so it's going to be Queensland ball here. You're asking if somebody else had beef with you. I have beef with you. I have beef because you're an idiot. So it's going to be first tackle of Queensland, 10 metres out. Munster gives that ball out the back here. Bounce up. Val Holmes. Oh, it's unlucky that it couldn't get there. Oh, he's going to go over the sideline. He's going to go over the sideline here. He's going to go over the sideline. Yep. That's really good work there from Crichton. On first tackle. That's not good there for Queensland. So Blues will get the ball here at the 10. It comes from that bad pass. Val Holmes need to be doing better to get to the ground there. It's also Liam Martin. Like, Stephen Crichton held him up, but it's also Liam Martin. Damn, Val Holmes has been having an absolute shocker of a game, dude. Val Holmes has been having an absolute shocker. Critter has had an insane defensive game. That was a really good defensive play there, but it was also Liam Martin. Oh! Queensland ball, first tackle, Toya! Flicks it out! Xavier goes! Get the fucking, baby! Try time Queensland off the scrum. New South Wales not gone. Hey, Daz, ball don't lie, baby. Ball don't lie. 14-6 here, Blues, but a kick to come into Queensland with a try. Ball don't lie. 14-6 here, but Xavier Coates scores, and he's deserved one for all game. He's deserved one all game. This is a tough kick here for Queensland. Blues, they played the ball on first tackle at the 10. What a hit there from Jeremiah Nene. Cherry Evans with the ball. Gives it off to Robert Toya. Toya with a great flick pass to Xavier Coates. And he scores in the corner. Great try there from Queensland after a huge hit from Jeremiah Nene. And especially when Jeremiah Nene is not known for his defense. His defense has been a big issue throughout his career. And that's huge. That's huge. Rosalind says, Coates, Vico says, got 2 chances of 2 missed calls. Lovely. What are you referring to? Are you referring to New South Wales or Queensland? I don't know which one you're referring to here, sir. Like, what do you mean? Are you saying that was a bad call? Because it was a good hit from Jeremiah Nene for the knock-on. Spartacus says, Maroons wins me some McDonald's. Don't even know what that means. King of Cringe says, lovely commentary, love the patch. Appreciate you, bro. Like, obviously, we do every NRL game here, man. So we're here live every single weekend. But I'm very passionate about my team, which you guys are very passionate about your team. So yes, I'm gonna be full on, man. You know, I'm gonna be full on. But I know what happens if we lose, and I know what happens if we win. You know, I can take it all. But this is a big kick here for Val Holmes from the wing. Down by 8, but Val Holmes will miss the kick, so it stays 8 points. So you're very lucky there, New South Wales. Val Holmes will miss the kick from the sideline. Stays an 8-point game, but the game is well and truly back on. Noah Knox says, go the Blues. Brenton says, Trell. Was that Trell who knocked that ball on? Negan says, Toya Roosters made your welcome, Queensland. Nah, Negan, you can't be claimed right now. You've been shitting on Queensland throughout the entirety of the first half, saying how they're not big and they're not strong. Well, now you're jumping on the circle jerk of Robert Toya. And I actually think Robert Toya's had a good game today. I do. I think Robert Toya's been good, except for not passing the ball to Xavier Coates. Because by saying that, you're insulting Robert Toya. No, not having this circle jerk. Queensland born, Queensland bred. Nothing to do with the Roosters. So first tackle here at the 13. But 2 minutes left in the bin here by Brian Toto. Don't give away a penalty here in New South Wales. That's all you got to not do. Vico says, Queensland getting 2 chances after Klein missing the rolling on Toya and the high tackle on Hammer. Queensland. Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Now. So third tackle now at the 25 to go up to Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan now gets this ball to the 35 on 4 tackle. That was a big kick. Well, sure, but there's still 33 minutes to go and it's only 8 points. So it's fine, but it gives Queensland the momentum, and you don't want to give Queensland the momentum at Suncorp Stadium. All right, so the Blues will grab this ball here at the 10, and it's Dylan Edwards who brings it back, and just don't make a mistake here, Blues. Just get through this next set and just hold out until Brian Toto can come back, because you don't want Queensland getting another attacking opportunity. Oh, jeez, that was a real dusty ball there from dummy half. Negus says, we're making them into origin plays, the Chooks plays. Yeah, how's Sam Walker going? Left-hand side now, Latrell Mitchell. He'll get this ball out here to the 30, and it's going to be third tackle. Knock on Trell, baby. Come on, Queensland. Please don't challenge it. I don't know. They will challenge this. This could be, okay, this is huge challenge. This is a huge challenge here. They've called knock on New South Wales against Trell, but they've challenged this. It is a big challenge. If they're successful, surely he doesn't drop this ball twice in a row here. Oh, it's a strip from Nene. That's stupid. No, it's a correct call. That's a correct challenge there. That's a correct challenge. So it will be a successful challenge, and it will be a penalty in New South Wales. Jeez, I tell you what. This game is fired up, though, man. This game is fired up. But that's really silly there from Nene, unfortunately. Trell again. Sure, Trell again, but you can't blame him for that. It was very clearly a strip there from Trell. All right, so no, not from Trell, from Jeremiah Nene. All right, so the Blues will get this ball here at the halfway point. Tommy says up the Blues. Good game we got here. Still a long way to go in this one. 32 minutes left here. Queensland score with the men that have been there for the Blues. But let's see if they can put themselves back into it with one more try, or even a penalty just gets them back into it with being within another 6 points. Mark says Queensland stripping more than a strip club. Mate, I'm in Thailand. Know about that. Second tackle here at the 35. If the Blues score here, it's massive, though. If the Blues score here, it is absolutely massive. Especially if they can take it past that, take it out past that 13-plus game then with a converted try. Third tackle now, 25 metres out here from the line. Now they go right-hand side. Robson off to Edwards. Edwards underneath. Oh, it's a good tackle from Caleb Pong on Liam Martin. He knew that play was coming. Pong with a great read on Liam Martin. 4 tackle now at the 25. Gives it off here to Isaiah Yeo, and Isaiah Yeo will be taken down here at the 15. Fifth tackle. What can the Blues do here with this fifth? There's still 8 seconds left here of the man in the bin of Brian To'o. Nathan Cleary puts that ball up into the air. Good catch, Xavier Coates. Great take by Xavier Coates. 30 minutes to go here of the game, guys, of game 1. Hit that like button and subscribe. 30 minutes to go. Keep voting in the poll. We've got over 8,000 people voted in the poll so far. Queensland out to the left-hand side. Brian To'o comes back onto the field. Third tackle for Queensland at the 20. Not making a great deal of meters on this set so far. Harry Grant off to Trent Loiero. Really don't like that kind of run on the third tackle, but sure. So Brian To'o is back out in the field. Out to the left-hand side, and it's going to be Ruben Cotter now who gets this ball here to the, I think, 45. Yeah, 35, sorry, not 45. Out to the right, and Munster here will go to the corner, but it will go straight to Brian To'o, who's come back onto the field. He'll bring it out to the 30, 35 to the 40, and he'll be taken down here at the 40. Wobby 2 says, let's go, dubs up. Okay, you've got both coloured hearts there. Trell Mitchell taken down here at the 45 now. Come on, Stacey Mrs. Brown says, come on, New South Wales, I need that extra point to say first and 40 tipping. Fair enough. Third tackle now for the Blues at the 42. 29 minutes and 45 seconds left here of the game. 8-point game. The Blues now at the 35. Whoever makes the next play, like if New South Wales score a converted try, it's game over. But if Queensland score the next try, it's going to be hard for New South Wales to hold out that comeback. So Nathan Cleary kicks that ball up in the air. Easy one there for Val Holmes. He'll be taken down to the 5. He gets away. Oh, and then he'll be taken down by Liam Martin just before he actually got away. Caleb Ponga here with a good run to the 18 or so. Second tackle. Are they saying knock on a penalty? Oh, he said knock on. Damn it. That's a huge call there, and the Blues will get the call. They will call it a knock on. Ponga's not going to challenge it either. He knows he's knocked it on. Can they bring an Origin game here in the UK, please? We don't want that. We don't want that at all. He's definitely lost that ball. It's a correct call to not challenge as well. Why would we want Queensland versus New South Wales to go to England, brother? It's Queensland versus New South Wales. It's lucky that it even goes to Perth or Melbourne. I think it'd be so silly, man. It'd be so silly. It would also not work. No one would want to get up. No one's going to get up. Who's going to care about a game on at 3 in the morning for us, bro? Have they called a penalty? It's not really going to matter. They're not going to go for the 2 here. So Nathan Cleary with the ball here at the 20. They'll give it out to the left-hand side to Moses. Moses to Maxi King. And Max King is going to be 13 metres away from the line. 28 minutes left here of the game. Max King rolls it back here to Reece Robson. Robson out to Payne Haas. And Payne Haas is going to be 5 metres out. They convert a try here. I personally think it's game over. Robson. Out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary underneath here. Good defense there from Queensland to lock down Moses before he could get away. It's 6 again, apparently. 6 again for the Blues. Robson gives it out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary runs back into the line. 5 metres out, second tackle. 5 metres out, 7 tackle here. Robson underneath into Payne Haas. Good low defense there from Harry Grant. Tackling around the knees of Payne Haas to cut him off very early in his run. Robson now, he'll flick it all the way out to Mitchell Moses. Moses short ball to Crichton. He's been locked down pretty well tonight by Queensland. 4th tackle here for the Blues at the 9. Moses gives it out here to Cleary. Cleary out the back now to Lenu. Doesn't make too many metres there. 9 metres out. 5th tackle. They go out to the right. Reece Robson. Nathan Cleary gives it out. Lomax. That's not played at, surely. Is that played at? Not played at. Jeez, not played. Okay, so Queensland ball here at the 10. Okay, we'll love it. Good defense from Queensland. Kim Cringe says it's a tough game, all right. Looks pretty hard by your commentary. It's a pretty solid game. It's definitely solid, mate. It's definitely a hard game right now. And next score is massive in the context of this game. Massive. It's only 8 points. New South Wales convert try. It's game over for mine because it'll take it to a 14-point game again. If Queensland score next, they're within 1 try and it's game well and truly on. Queensland now to 35. That was good defense there from Queensland, though. Peter says because it's big here. But we don't care if it's big there, mate. It's Queensland versus New South Wales. That's like having it's like having a meaningful game in England being played in Australia. It's like, why? Well, I'm sorry that you don't like what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, man, you're lucky that people in Melbourne and Perth are lucky that, or Adelaide is lucky that it goes there, then comes outside of the two states that are playing. And also, your time zone sucks for us. Up it goes here. Good take by Dylan Edwards. That's a really safe take. Really safe take. 20 metres out from their own line here for New South Wales. First tackle. Brian Tottle now second tackle. Takes out of the 25. Very big grind part of the game here. All right, we're going to get rid of you, mate, because you've added nothing to this so far. So we'll see you in 5 minutes' time. Why be too quick? When you comment, please actually add something to the conversation. So it's going to be third tackle now for the Blues at the 30. Otherwise, you're just spamming the chat for no reason. Now, fourth tackle here at the 40. Tino and Dearden on. That's huge there for Queensland, for Tino to come back on. Big part of the machine. New South Wales now at the 50. Fifth tackle. Still 25 minutes to go here of the game. Now out to, I think that's Moses who's kicked that ball up. And it's going to be an easy one here for Callum Ponga to grab 10 metres out. All right, what do Queensland do here? You need to start making a bit of a move. Oh, high tackle. Oh, I thought that was, oh, that's a penalty. Yep, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Latrell. Thank you, Latrell. Giving away the penalty there to Queensland. That's huge. That puts Queensland back into an area. And another penalty for descent. So 10 metres. They'll go an extra 10 metres. Oh, no, sorry. He's just separating a bit of a biffo there. Just separating a little bit of a biffo. Definitely a high tackle there against Trell at first, mind you. And then he comes in for the shove over the top as well, which is definitely a penalty. I'm glad that Ponga didn't milk the high shot, though. Maybe he didn't get a chance to, but he was trying to get up, so. All right, well, here we go. And only gets to about the 40 here, but at least they've got a fresh set to kind of move up the field. Queensland need to try and really, like New South Wales are in the lead. They don't have to do anything. They just got to hold out. All right, first tackle here for Queensland. They're 45 away from their own line. They roll it back now to Tom Dearden. Dearden goes out to Munster. Munster to Ponga. Ponga here at the back of Hamiso. Hamiso steps, comes back in, taken down at the 45, second tackle. Now 42, second tackle, New South Wales side of the field. Cherry Martin says, who got the penalty? Queensland. All right, so Munster off to Dearden. Dearden fakes it off to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans gives it off here to Robert Toya, who's had a good game. High tackle. High tackle, ref. High tackle, referee. Man, third tackle now at the 40. Cherry Evans gives it to Trent Loiero, who's 35 metres away. Fourth tackle now for Queensland. Out to Munster. Munster to Ponga. Ponga at the back down to Hamiso. Hamiso. Taken down 18 metres away here from the line. Fifth tackle. 18 metres out. Val Holmes off to Munster. Munster puts that ball up into the air. The chase is here. The chase is here. Who touched this? Drop out? They're going to look at this. I don't know if it's they're going to say drop out, but they're going to look at this to see if it's a drop out or a knock on from Nene. Who touches this? Nah, it's knocked out there from Moses. So it's going to be a drop out here from New South Wales to Queensland. Yeah, only Moses touches that one, but it was very close. Nene was coming in like an absolute train there. So Latrell to take it. 8,300 votes so far in the poll, guys. Keep voting in the poll. Get it to 10,000. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. New South Wales will go for the short kick. It's a good one there from Trell. And Queensland with a great take. Wow, a lot of pressure on that kick, and Hamiso was able to grab it. Surprise, Lomax was right there. All right, so Queensland now. They give it off here to Cherry Evans, off to Tino. Go, Tino. Go, Tino. 15 metres out, 12 metres out from the line for Queensland. This is a huge part of this game. If Queensland can score, they bring it back within one try. They go to the right-hand side to Trent Loiero. Loiero, Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans goes himself 3-4 metres out from the line. Third tackle. Third tackle. Cherry Evans rolls it back. They give it out to Dearden. Dearden at the back now to Lindsay Collins, who runs it himself. He's still going. 2 metres out, taken down 3 metres away. Fourth tackle. Huge defensive set here for New South Wales. Huge attacking set for Queensland. They give it out to Munster. Munster short ball here to Nene. Not the play, but if you get up quickly, they would have had space out of the right. They didn't have enough time though. Munster kicks it through. Play that there. Play that. Queensland ball. 6 again. Come on. 6 again. Queensland ball. 8 metres out. All right, so Queensland, Tom Dearden gives off here to Lindsay Collins. They've got a fresh set of 6. This could probably be the game because they've got multiple sets here on the line. Loiero, he's going to go himself. That was a really bad play. 5 metres out from the line, third tackle. Third tackle now. Tom Dearden at the back into Tino. Oh, good defense there from Angus Crichton. Stops the try. It would have been a try if he didn't get that good tackle. Tom Dearden, he'll give it out here to Munster. Munster kicks it through. And it's going to be New South Wales ball 1 metre out from the line. Don't drag him back in. Well, he's not over the line, referee. Fuck off, Ashley Klein. That's bullshit. He hasn't gone back over the line. You can't call it a penalty. What are you talking about, Ashley Klein? That's not a penalty to New South Wales. Fuck, this guy's so bald it hurts, mate. He's so bald it hurts. How is this a penalty? He hasn't gone back over the line. He's still in the field of play. How are you penalising Queensland? What's the penalty for here? Ashley Klein is so... What is he calling there? Zach Lomax didn't get dragged back into the in-goal. Ponga argued this too. That doesn't make sense, that call. Anyway, so New South Wales with the ball here at the 35. Ashley Klein is so fucking useless. It's outrageous. So 20 minutes to go here in the game. Guys, hit that like button and subscribe. Obviously, you know, very frustrated. But at the end of the day, it's what it is. Game 1. We'll see how it goes from here on out. But, geez, I tell you what, that's a bad call because he doesn't get dragged back into the in-goal for the penalty. I know, Negan. Connor did nothing. There was no penalty there. Matt Lane says, how's this man not paid by the NRL to commentate? Probably because I swear very occasionally. So, fourth tackle now at the 45 for New South Wales. 20 minutes left here. 20 minutes left. 45 metres out. They go to the right-hand side. It's going to be Moses who dinks that one down. Val Holmes read it, though, when he catches on the full. At the 15. Brings it out now to the 20. Good run. Good run, Val. Good run, Val. He's away. He's away. Good run to the 30. We have an amazing Christmas party thanks to the square jar. Yeah, the old square jar gets a good old... Good old addition to it. Every single day we stream one of my teams. Queensland get this ball off here to Cherry Evans, who gets it off here to Ponga. Ponga now at the 35. High tackle, high tackle, high tackle. Ashley Klein, bro. Third tackle at the 35. Tom Dearden goes himself, gives it out to Cotter. Cotter then runs it through to the 50. Fourth tackle now. They just get inside the attacking 50. Tom Dearden off to Ponga. This is fourth tackle. Nothing going on here. Get the ball away, Ponga. What are you doing, Ponga? Fifth tackle. Now, there's been two big bullshit calls in this match to make sure New South Wales win. There's been definitely a couple of controversial ones that have been pretty integral. That one just then, but also the one that was Mitchell Moses pushing Cherry Evans to the ground, which led to their try, which was called a penalty against Queensland. All right, so the Blues now. They'll bring this ball out to the 20 on their own side of the field. Jarrett was in a poor kick from New South Wales. Revenge is New South Wales. Triton Donato says Klein blind or something. Well, we've thought about that for a long time. Ask Roosters fans. They hate Ashley Klein. So second tackle now here for the Blues. Zach Lomax going to roll this ball out here to Dylan Edwards. And Edwards will be taken down here at the 35. Dads, by the way, you are so behind in regards to the game. So fourth tackle here at the 45. I feel like with Origin, it always is the way, though, with when you're watching. Cleary gets it out here to Stephen Crichton, and Crichton will be taken down at the 40 on Queensland side of the field. Still 18 and a half minutes to go here. Daz is drunk. No, I think he's just watching a stream. Oh, Bulldogs fans, heart and mouth. Crichton's grabbing at his left elbow. God bless him. I hope he's all right. Kalen Ponga will grab this ball at the 15. What does he do with it? He'll take this ball to the 23. And now back to the 20. Crichton is injured right now. Run at Crichton. If you're a smart team, Queensland, you run at Crichton. He's going to struggle to tackle. Look at him grabbing at his elbow. You have to do this in rugby league. That's a penalty. What? Hudson Young is around the ball. Challenge it. Well, you've got to challenge it. Ashley Klein, you're on the take at this point. You're on the take at this point. You've got to challenge this. He's over the top of the ball, and he comes down over the top of the ball. I'll make a better decision once I've seen the replay here. All right, so captain's challenge. Oh, he actually might have just lost his ball. He might have actually just lost his ball. Unless, let's look at the other angle for his other hand. His hand... I think they may just say that this is a lost ball. We just need to see Hudson Young's left arm, but I don't know if you're going to get an angle of it. I don't think you're going to get an angle of it. Yeah. No, it's the right call. Val Holmes has had an absolute shocker. Val Holmes has been really poor today. Val Holmes has been really, really poor. Fiona says, nearly subscribed here. Appreciate you, Fiona. We're here for every game live. All rugby league games. We probably won't be here live for the women's game tomorrow, though, because that series is over. Plus, also, I've got to do something here in Thailand tomorrow. But we'll be here for all the games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Knock on is the right call. No, knock on is the right call. Yeah, no, you couldn't see Hudson Young's right arm. So knock on is the correct call there. At first, it looked like Hudson Young had his arm underneath it and comes down on it. But then from those angles, you couldn't actually see shit. So it's the right call to say that it's a knock on. So first tackle here for the Blues at the 30. And now Blues 25 metres out from the line, second tackle. 9 now is so behind, it ain't funny. I remember when I used to have to watch it on 9 now, and I was so far behind. Hudson Young here, good run. Hudson Young, good run. Hudson Young, good run. Gets the offload away. Knock on, knock on, knock on, knock on. Let's go, thank you. Not the play there from Hudson Young. That's unfortunately on Hudson, not on Angus Crichton. That offload was so unnecessary, man. It's only like third tackle. So Queensland will get the ball here 10 metres out from their own line. But that offload is so unnecessary there from Hudson Young. He didn't need to do this. He had a great run. Getting that offload puts pressure on his own team, and Crichton knocks the ball on. Now Queensland get the ball at 10. Is it weird that I don't understand league yet always put a multi on them? No, a lot of people do this kind of stuff. Don't worry. When you do YouTube channels like this, you hear that kind of thing all the time. I reckon even though they should have had a view for that challenge, though, how did he know it? What do you mean? What are you talking about? All right, so Queensland will be taken down here at the 15. Jeez, Val Holmes, you hold on to that damn well ball, dude. Oh, Xavier Coates, sorry. All right, Bowie Firma comes on. Come on, Bowie. Come on, Bowie. Bowie Firma debuting for Queensland comes onto the field. 64 minutes in, sure. Well, that's a penalty, referee. No. Tom Dearden goes out to the left to Cameron Munster. And Munster, he'll bring this ball to the 25, third tackle. Still plenty of time for Queensland, but they're going to be doing a lot more than they're doing in this set. Tom Dearden off to Paddy Carrigan, and Carrigan now gets his ball here to the 30. Gets the offload away to Tom Dearden. And Tom Dearden looking for the right-hand side. He'll get slammed down to tackle. Should have passed it. Queensland have really not passed the ball enough tonight. They've had opportunities, they've had open spaces, but they just haven't put the final pass together. Paddy Carrigan and Tino, this wasn't the play. Tino makes a good run and then throws the ball offloaded. Queensland are all over the shop, dude. I'm sorry, but it makes no sense. You're a professional rugby league team at the highest caliber. Why are you making that pass there, Tino, but yet you're not passing the ball on the side, not Tino, but why is the player in Robert Toy or Cherry Evans or down here on the right-hand side with Tom Dearden, why are they not passing the ball, but yet Tino is passing that ball there, which goes directly to Hudson Young because no one's there. You're just throwing a Hail Mary. Mate, there's 15 and a half minutes to go in this game. There's plenty of time. Keep your composure. We've seen teams come back from 2 scores down with 1 minute to go before. We've seen it happen with 30 seconds to go with Panthers and Parramatta Eels before. You've got to keep your composure. There is so long to go in this game. There was no need for that pass there from Tino. So New South Wales now, they'll be the 15. They get this ball to the right-hand side. Nathan Cleary gets the offload away. Knock on from New South Wales. Queensland will get the ball, and it's a knock on for New South Wales. So Queensland get the ball at 10. Super Weasel says, trust in Maroon, miracle will happen. I hope so, Super Weasel. It's going to be hard. It's only 8 points. If they can get a penalty and then a converted try, we go to extra time. There's a long way to go here, man. That's why I'm so frustrated in Tino. One Tino plays for my team. I know Tino. He's a great bloke. I want to see him do well. But he shouldn't be making that pass there. It's just out of desperation. And you don't need that desperation with 15 minutes to go. You're at home. It's only 8 points. It's not a massive, massive difference with still a decent chunk of time left. It's just under a quarter of the game left to put it into perspective for people. So Bowie Firma now. He'll bring this ball out here to the 25 on second tackle. So second tackle. I was right. It just didn't update on the screen yet. Munster now. He'll be at the 35. You don't need to offload that ball. Third tackle here at the 35. Do you go for Para? Absolutely not. So Tom Dearden now. He'll get off here to Tino. And Tino with a strong run there to the 50. He is looking for the offload, but good wrap up there from Hudson Young. All right, Tom Dearden. He'll give it off to Munster. Munster gives it off here to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans gives it out to Ponga. Ponga gives it off here to Xavier Coates. Xavier Coates to the 40, the 35, the 30. Good post contact there from Xavier Coates as well. Could have got the offload away, didn't pass it. All right, so at the 30, here we go. Ponga will put that ball up into the air. The chase through is fine. The chase through is fine. Knock on by New South Wales. Queensland ball. Queensland ball. Six again. Dearden flicks it off. It's gonna be the knock on here from the Blues. Okay, Queensland chance right now, baby, right now. All right, guys, hit that like button and subscribe. Queensland chance right now, Blues. You've got to defend for your lives. You've got to defend for your lives right now, Blues. By the way, we're 900 votes away from 10,000. Okay, vote in the chat. Comment in the chat right now. Do you think Queensland score here? Do you think New South Wales hold it out? Comment it in the chat. A lot of people getting timed out right now, guys. Please don't spam. Just enjoy the game. Shoot through comments. Have a bit of a laugh, a bit of fun, a bit of banter. But please don't spam the chat because there are a lot of people here, obviously. So Queensland here, 13 metres away with the scrum. They go to the left-hand side to Munster. Munster then flicks it back into the right side to Ponga. Ponga here. Goes himself. Oh, high tackle. Yep, penalty. Oh, do you take the 2 here? Do you take the 2 here? This is a big call. You could take the 2 and make it a 6-point game at 14-8, or you can go for the try and try and make it within 2. What do you do in this situation? This is a big decision here for Queensland. They got a penalty just before half-time, and they got that from a little bit further out. No, they're going to go for the try. They're going to go for the try here. So 13 metres out. They give it off to Callum Ponga, 15 out. Off to Tino, and Tino is going to be 10 metres away from the line. We're going to find out if that was the right move or not any moment now. I'm in Thailand as well, Sean James. I'm in Hua Hin right now, man, so I feel you. Out to the left-hand side, and that's going to be why you should take the 2. Well done, Queensland. That's why you take the 2. Well done, Queensland. That is why you take the 2. So knock on from Queensland. This is why, like, I'm sitting here saying you take the 2. I'm sitting here saying, ooh, do you take the 2 here? They didn't even think about it. They just went for the try. You take the 2, you bring it back within 6 points, and you can go again. Mikey Fodawaker, why are you throwing your hand out at the ball there? Why are you throwing the hand out of the ball there? That makes no sense. New South Wales did nothing to deserve that. Queensland have just given them back the ball. Truman says, ref looks spot on there, matey. No one's saying that it wasn't a knock-on. Who are you talking to, Truman? Are you in your own world? Who are you talking to? Pussies go for the 2. Well, the correct call would have been to go for the 2. Because then it would have been a 6-point game. So 11 minutes 47 to go here of the game. It's first tackle, now second tackle here for the Blues. 23 metres out. It's just so silly there from Mikey Fodawaker. There was no need to throw his hand out of the ball. He wasn't obviously getting the ball. It wasn't going to him. So what was the point of throwing the hand out of the ball in that situation? So Blues here at the 30. And now Blues at the 38 on 4th tackle. Tasha says, yeah, New South Wales going to win. Probably. They're up by 8 points with 11 minutes to go, but there's a long time to go here still. Would have been nice if they had gone for the 2 there, Queensland, to make it a 6-point game. Which means I taught myself and you because I have no friends. Okay, well, fine, but also, then why are you talking shit? Val Holmes now will be taken down to 15. Like, you're arguing with nobody in that instance because I didn't say it was the wrong call in regards to a knock on there from Mikey Fodawaker. So that's why I'm saying, like, don't be an idiot. Just sit back, enjoy the game, but, like, I don't understand why you're talking shit when I'm saying that was a knock on from Mikey Fodawaker. It was so unnecessary to do from him. All right, so at the 20, Dredd says if Blue score is over. Correct. I think whoever scores next wins, provided Queensland scores in the next 5 to 7 minutes. Munster now to Val Holmes. They'll get this ball here to the 33 on 4 tackle. 10 minutes to go here in the game, guys. We're going to be live for all 3 Origin games this year, plus also all the NRL games. Good run from Mikey for the Waker to the 45. Great run, fit tackle. So hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, get around it. Out to Paddy Carrigan. This is fit tackle. Cherry Evans gives it off here to Nene, and it's a forward pass. These guys are out of control. No, they're out of control. They're out of control. New South Wales deserve to win this based off of the first 30, but I can tell you right now that if New South Wales go and play like this in Game 2, this is absolutely a 50-50 game at Perth. If New South Wales play like this, because they haven't been anywhere near extraordinary since that first opening stander of the first 30 minutes. Queensland have had a lot of momentum, but they can't put it together. They can't finish it off. I want Billy Slater. I mean, obviously, he's not going to watch this, right? He doesn't give a shit about me. He doesn't give a shit about anything besides his own thought process, and I get it. But please tell your centre and please tell your halfback to pass the ball to one of the best wingers in the competition who had scored a try in this game, mind you. That's my biggest take out of this. And also, if you're not going to go down the left-hand side, then you better get that right-hand side correct. And also, if you're down by 8 with 11 minutes to go in Origin at home, you go for the 2 there, bring it back within 6. The context of the game is so important. I don't usually encourage the 2, but in that situation, you go for the 2. It's a Hail Mary play in regards to going to the try. Blues here, 15 minutes out. They score here, it's game over. They score here, it's game over. And it's 6 again. It's 6 again. Nathan Cleary taken down here, 3 minutes out. That should be the game. Queensland lost this game, guaranteed, and they didn't take the 2. Like, they would have gotten the ball back after taking the conversion to bring back within 6. Mitchell Moses now will be taken down. Still going here at the 10. Gets the offload away to Crichton. Crichton here at 10 metres out. He'll go out to the right, and then he'll be 5 metres away from the line. Second tackle. 9 minutes to go here in the game. And Nathan Cleary is missing all the conversions. Absolutely as well, Matty. That's a great point as well. 6 again here for the Blues. I will say, Connor Watson was so close to scoring the game winner just then. 3 metres out. Dylan Edwards. He'll roll it back to Nathan Cleary. Cleary at the 10 to Moses. Moses to Trell. That was a really, really scary pass. Toya was looking for an intercept there. Yeah, Toya's been really good here tonight. Toya has been really good, Skinner Media. Trell's actually been done over for the most part by Toya. Third tackle now 5 metres away from the line for the Blues. 8.5 minutes to go. If they score here, it's game. Connor Watson, he'll give it out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary sets back in to Moaki Frawaka. Munster will get Cleary. Mo comes over at the top, and good offload there from Cleary. Good offload, and Hudson Young with 3 metres out here from the line for tackle. 8 minutes 15 to go here. Hudson Young rolls it back to Connor Watson. Connor Watson then gets it across. The Blues pass it out into the wing. They've got numbers though, Queensland. They've got numbers. Crichton taken down 3 metres out from the line. Fit tackle. Dylan Edwards gets it out here to Nathan Cleary. Cleary will kick this ball back over to the right-hand side of Lomax. Lomax will catch it, lose the ball, go backwards. Connor Watson, can he get the offload away? Will. Oh, that's actually a fantastic way to win the game. Connor Watson, take a bow. Connor Watson, take a bow. Queensland deserve to lose the game. Take a bow, Connor Watson. Take a bow, Connor Watson, because that offload there to give that ball back to win the game is fantastic. Now, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to say, Queensland, you lost this game when you did not go for the 2. It was such a silly error. It is such a silly error from a sporting organisation at the highest level. Cherry Evans, you are the man who is the captain. You need to make the decision to take the 2, bring it back within 6, and then you've got a full set with the ball. You then get yourself within range to tie it up. You are at home. And then to knock the ball on a first tackle, you lost the game right there. I'll sit here and I'll say, well done, Blues. You have deserved this. You have earned this. But Queensland, what the fuck was this? Because there are so many complaints that I have with this Queensland outfit from today. So many issues and so many complaints. But it is game 1. And I will re-emphasise this. It is game 1. So Queenslanders, don't get too down in the dumps. Yes, there's a lot of problems with the shit we've just watched here tonight. But don't get too down in the dumps because there is still game 2 and game 3. Which is exactly what I told New South Wales fans after game 1 of last year. I sat there and said, yes, this is a big win for Queensland. And it's going to be a struggle to see New South Wales come back in that series. But guess what? They did. Because there was 3-game series. So New South Wales fans, they're going to give you shit. It's valid and fair enough, but just remember the series is not over. But this Queensland team needs to have a good hard look at itself in the mirror and say, why are we going down one side and not passing it to the big time winger, and we're not going down the left hand side where Hamiso, who scores so many tries for Queensland, we're not going down his side. But also, Val Holmes has had an absolute shocker tonight. An absolute shocker. I don't care about his misconversion because it was from the right hand side. That was a very tough kick. But that's the thing. Yeah, Queensland, you hear that, what the man himself said. Piss off he was. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, let's go. Oh, you think I'm crying? I've been through a lot worse moments than this, my man. Jared Troy says, Toya has a great debut. I agree. Absolutely. Toya has been fantastic. Truman says, love your optimism, Blaze. No, that's just how it works. Just like last year when New South Wales were beaten 38-10 in game 1. That's how it works. It's how sport works, mate. So it's not optimism. It's just literally, how the fuck has he missed that kick? How did Mitchell Moses just miss that conversion? Was that Loma? Who kicks that? Who kicked that? Who missed that conversion? It's now a 12-point game. The game's still on. Who missed that conversion? That was right next to the post. It was Lomax. Like, the game's... New South Wales win the game, but, like... who scored? It was... Dylan Edwards who scored, mate. But, honestly, Connor Watson deserves the credit. All right, short kick-off here by Queensland. And Lomax will grab that ball at the 20. So, it kind of makes up for the missed kick. Joseph says, yo, Stephen Crichton for man of the match. No. I would say... Like, Crichton's been fine. Crichton's been good defensively. But also, Queensland haven't thrown anything down to that side. I would say... Like, Cleary's been solid besides his missed conversions. Hudson Young has been very good. Lomax has been solid, besides that missed conversion. It's over here. It's going to be fit tackle, 20 minutes out. Queensland, 2 converted tries in 5.5 minutes is what needs to happen. Should be 20-something to 6. It should be 26 to 6 is what the score should be if they could get their kicks. But then again, if you go by that metric, you have to give Queensland its kickback, so it's 26 to 8, which doesn't really make much of a difference, but it would have in the context of... No, it doesn't really do anything. 28 to 6 would have been... I think 26 to 8, sorry. 26 to 8 would have been the score with all kicks made. So second tackle, 5 minutes to go here of the game. Queensland need to score a converted try and then need to score a converted try again. So Queensland here at the 15. 4 minutes, 50 to go here of the game. Third tackle. Again, only game one here, Queensland fans, but a lot of questions need to be asked about a lot of decisions this Queensland team has made here tonight. So fourth tackle. And don't forget, for everyone watching, we will be live for all the NRL games this weekend, plus also Origin Game 2 and Origin Game 3. Ponga goes out to the right hand side. We'll be taken down to the 30. Romeo says Blues on top. Yeah, today for sure. Yeah, today for sure. Munster will kick this ball across, and not even anybody is there. Like, Cookie says, Queensland fans in the chat, pack your bags on Game 2. Let us finally enjoy our long-awaited win. You're not going to get any, like, reactions that you're looking for if you think that's, like... Come on, bro. Like, at least, like, make it good, man. Like, at the end of the day, Queensland fans know that we've lost. But, come on, man. You can do better to get a good reaction. Come on, man. All right, so it'll be Blues here with the ball at the 30. YB2 Quick says easy dub. Well, definitely wasn't an easy dub. It was a very good game. Queensland had every opportunity to get back into it, but they just, unfortunately, weren't clinical enough, made stupid mistakes. That Mawaki Fodawaker knock on. Here's the game right here for a field goal, and he will miss the kick. So 7 tackles, 30 from 20 metres out. Thunderback says Cherry and Grant out. Didn't waste it at dummy half. He should be the halfback. Bring in Marnie. Tina was not good. Tina was unfortunately very ill-disciplined tonight. I agree with you. Cherry's going to be selected at 7 all year round, bro. So it's like we can sit here and talk about who should come in over him. We both know Cherry Evans is going to be there the entire year. Grant can't start at hooker. Harry Grant has never won an Origin game at hooker. Tino's going to be there. Like, Tino is still one of the best front row forwards. He's just had an off game discipline-wise. 3 minutes, 16 to go here. Queensland with the ball. Cherry Evans up to Ponga. Ponga here at the 35. You need to score this set and convert. He's just ripped his headgear off there. So third tackle now. Out to the right-hand side. Jeremiah Nene. And Nene will be 45 metres away here from the Blues line. Third tackle. They go out to the left-hand side now. Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans gives it off to Carrigan. Carrigan to Dearden. Dearden at the back now to Hamiso still going. 25 metres out on the line. Queensland, 25 metres out for tackle. You have to score now and convert and then do it again. Munster to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans gives it out to literally nobody. And that is Cherry Evans' game right there, bro. That's awful. Fifth tackle here. What is it, 15 or 25 metres out? 25 metres out from the line. They've got to find a try right now. Cherry Evans puts it up here. You need to find something right this second. Nene. It goes, I think that's a knock on Blues. That's penalty Queensland. Okay. You've got to score this set immediately and then do it again. This game is one of the worst Origin games ever. Joseph, I'm sorry, but you are out of your mind. I'm a Queensland fan. I can tell you right now this has been a great game. And my team's going to lose. So I don't know what game you've been watching, but if you think this is one of the worst Origin games ever, I tell you to go back to 2021 when there were 2 games that were decided by over 20 points, and one of them was decided by about 50 points. There has been so many worse games than this, and this has been a great contested battle. It's just that Queensland, unfortunately, it's a knock-on from the Blues. And it goes forward off Dylan Edwards. Jeremiah doesn't touch it. I completely disagree if you think this has been one of the worst Origin games ever. And I'm a fan of the losing team. It clearly goes forward here off Dylan Edwards. It's clearly gone forward off Dylan Edwards. It's a knock on Edwards. Alright, I'm not dealing with... Negan, come on, bro. Don't be a dickhead. There's no touch from Nene. It's going to be a knock-on from Edwards. Dread says Evans reaching his last leg. Don't know why Roos is getting him. You can tell that Cherry Evans is starting to lose his spark as that big-time halfback. But then, yeah, I think it also is because he's so distracted with what's going on at Manly and the Roosters and whatever teams are going for him. All right, Queensland has to score a converted try right now. All right, so Harry Grant did and gives it out to Bowie Firma. Firma is going to be 3 metres out from the line. Second tackle. Harry Grant, he'll give this ball out now to Ponga. Ponga off to Dearden. Dearden, that's average attack there. And Carrigan's going to be 15 out. I think Carrigan's tried. I haven't seen a great deal of spark from him though today. Third tackle now. You have to score and convert. Out to Munster. Munster runs it himself. He's not really done much today. Haven't seen a great deal out of Munster for a few years now. I was expecting a lot better out of him tonight. 5 metres away. They give it off here to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans at the back here to Dearden. Dearden over the top. We'll give it off to... That's a 4 pass. It's a 4 pass. It's a 4 pass. Average says, who do you think is going to win the next one? Well, look, man, like based off of this game and based off the fact that Queensland usually lose in Origin matches neutral, and also, yeah, New South Wales usually win the neutral Origin matches, I would look towards saying New South Wales, and that's as a Queensland fan. But we'll see. You know, I'm going to hold out hope. I'm going to believe that Queensland can come back, but unfortunately, Queensland haven't deserved this game here today. The Blues have deserved it because Queensland have had many opportunities and they haven't been able to put them to bed. Because I can tell you right now, Queensland teams from the past, if they go down like they have in the first half, and then they get the opportunities in the second half here, you go back to the 2010s Queensland, you go back to a couple of years Queensland, you go back to the 2000s Queensland, I'm telling you right now, they're able to put that Blues team to bed in that first 20 minutes of the game, of the second half, and even when they had that penalty opportunity, but they didn't do it. Right, and that's unfortunately what Queensland need to have a look at. I don't think you should be looking to blame Robert Toya. I do think you can absolutely be looking at the halves. Munster's done nothing. Cherry Evans done nothing. Harry Grant's done nothing. I don't think Callum Ponga is to blame. I think that you have to look at the halves. They didn't give the ball to the left-hand side at all. And you've got to look at Val Holmes and say that he was defensively awful there tonight. Queensland did not deserve to win this game. Well done to the Blues from a Queensland fan. And we did hit the 10,000 votes, by the way. We did hit the 10,000 votes. Well, there you go, guys. 18-6 will be the final score. We'll sit around here for about 10 minutes talking about the game, guys. So keep commenting in the chat. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. We're here for all the games, plus also Game 2 and Game 3. So hit that like button and subscribe. But keep commenting in the chat. But Game 1 does go to New South Wales. They will win the game 18-6. Very much deserved. Queensland just simply weren't good enough. And I sit here as a Queensland fan, I say that. So, yeah, it is what it is. Dredd says Queensland need that win at Suncorp too. It was more of a necessity than New South Wales, but no, there's still Game 2 and Game 3. Queensland won at Accor Stadium last year, didn't win at Perth when they played there last, but Queensland won at Accor Stadium last year. New South Wales won at Suncorp Stadium last year, and now this year. So if we go back via what happened last year, the same thing could happen, right? It just comes down to now that Perth game. If Queensland can win Game 2, Queensland also beat New South Wales in New South Wales last year. But this team today didn't give me my spark. It didn't give me that spark going. They made so many mistakes, made so many errors, and unfortunately, when they had the opportunity to give it to them, they couldn't put it away. Thunder Max says, Blues forwards won them the game. Fair play to them. Mahoney and Ben Hunt off the bench, Dearden and Munster in the halves. I just don't see Queensland going for Mahoney. I don't see them doing that. Bulldogs don't even want him right now, man. He's got too many issues going on with his own local club saying that they don't want him anymore. So I would find it interesting and debatable to see New South Wales, Queensland selecting Reid Marnie in his first game. Yeah, the game's finished, Natasha. Yeah, New South Wales won 18-6. So I disagree. I think that they will go with Harry Grant. If Ben Hunt is fit and healthy, they'll probably go back to the Ben Hunt and Harry Grant situation. But, you know, maybe, yeah, look, Queensland are getting into a situation where... And I will say this. Look at Harry Grant at the Storm. And look at Munster at the Storm. They haven't been at their peak for ages. They've got a great spine of Little Ryan Pappenhausen. They've got Cameron Munster. They've got Jerome Hughes. And they've got Harry Grant. But I will say, look at the team around them and look at the coach they have. Because you haven't seen these two guys at their peak and at their prime for years now. You know, and if you can argue that with me and tell me that I'm wrong, please feel free to do that. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm aware they got to the grand final last year, but they don't only have Cameron Munster and Harry Grant, but they've also got Craig Bellamy as a coach, one of the best coaches of all time. They've got Xavier Coates there. They've got Will Warbrick there, who's incredible. They've got little puppy Ryan Pappenhausen. They've got Jerome Hughes, one of the best halves in the game, halfback from New Zealand. You know, they've got a fantastic team. You know, so look, I think that Munster and Harry Grant need to find their form again. And it's not at Origin level, it's everywhere. And I think that you can clearly see in the NRL that the Storm are very 50-50 right now, comparatively to where you would normally expect them to be. Darryl says Queensland need more mongrel. Cobbo and Horsburgh need to be in the team. Horsburgh is a walking penalty, and Cobbo is, I don't think, comes in over Val Holmes. But I do think that Val Holmes need to really question kind of what he's doing. Blah, blah, blah says discipline killed us in the first half. We needed ball to play to tire out the New South Wales forwards. We piggybacked them out of their end. Correct. With that being said, though, Queensland did have the opportunity to bring it back within 6, and they chose not to take the 2. I don't really care that Val Holmes missed the kick from the right-hand sideline. That's a very difficult kick. But Queensland had the opportunity to bring it back within a 1-try game. They got given the opportunity to be right there. They didn't take it. And then they knocked the ball on first tackle, and guess what? New South Wales got up the other end of the field. So the point of the matter is that Queensland were not only just simply not good enough tonight, but they were their own worst enemies. Horsburgh and Papali'i in. Tell me why Horsburgh deserves to come in. Guys, we're complaining about discipline here, and you're arguing for Corey Horsburgh. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? We're sitting here and we're complaining about Queensland's discipline, and we're arguing to bring in Corey fucking Horsburgh. That guy is a walking penalty. That guy costs his team more often than not. He can be, and I say this on every Raiders stream, he can be the best forward in the game if he wasn't so idiotic when it came to the actual gameplay. Like, he's such an idiot when it comes to discipline, but he is an incredible player when he's on. But unfortunately, he costs his team more often than not. Why are we suggesting to bring in a more ill-disciplined player? Tweed didn't get enough ball. He's good. I agree, Thunderbucks. I think that Tweed had a very good game here tonight. Someone says Stephen Crichton man of the match for sure. His defense is next level, even when a man down. I think that Stephen Crichton could definitely be the man of the match, but I do think that there was I thought Hudson Young had an absolute rip snorter. I thought Hudson Young was fantastic. Horsburgh must be friends with old Spanos. That's literally how you pronounce his name. Why is Gagai not playing? Because Gagai is past the point, unfortunately. Gagai's past the point. Logan Block says, yeah, Queensland chucking Horsburgh. I would love that. Yeah, I personally disagree with it. Matty Williams says, time to show off against my Maroons support friends. Yeah, good stuff, man. Obviously, don't go too crazy, though, because obviously it is only game 1. There is still game 2 and game 3. It's like last year when Queensland won game 1. I sat here and I said, New South Wales fans, don't get too down in the dumps because there is still game 2 and game 3 to come. So don't get, too crazy yet, Queensland fans. And look what happened. New South Wales came back and won the series. So, yeah, a lot to still go in the series. But now the pressure is on Queensland to turn their shit around in a place that they've never won before. They've never won in Perth. Darryl Weller says, as a Queenslander, we got bashed, plain and simple. We need size. But the thing is, you say that, but with 12 minutes to go, Queensland have an opportunity, 1, to score a try, which they took, but 2, to bring it back within 6. You say that, but by saying that, you're also insinuating and kind of showing as if, like, Queensland got whooped across the park. Now, let's go have a look at the stats. All right, possession-wise. Okay, at half-time here, it was 58% to the Blues, 42% to Queensland. At full-time, it was 53% to the Blues, 47% to Queensland. Now, completion rate. Queensland made more errors, 32 from 41. New South Wales, 41 from 49. 83%, 78%. Not too different at all. Not too different. Now, this is where you're mistaken. Because the Blues have run for 200 runs. Queensland have run for 173 runs. The difference is 1,759 run meters for the Blues, 1,388 meters for Queensland. Now, you look at that immediately and you go 488, 588, 688. So there's about 370 meter gap there. But there's also a 27 run gap, right? So it's not that much different if you've got the same amount of ball for Queensland as you have the same amount of ball for New South Wales. If you try and up Queensland to the same amount of ball that New South Wales had, the meters aren't that far off. New South Wales are still in the lead, but probably by about 40 or 50 comparatively to the 370 that there are here. Now, that is ifs, buts, and maybes, but you do have to weigh that in when you're trying to say that Queensland got absolutely bashed. No, Queensland lost this game from their ill discipline. Queensland lost this game from, hold on, you're going to love this. Firstly, their defense was abysmal. 54 missed tackles and 26 ineffective through 405 tackles made. That's on their defense, which I guess can argue into your point. But also, that is 64, 74, 80 bad tackles in this game through 405 tackles made. That is on their own discipline. That is on themselves there. Negative play. They gave away 9 penalties to 6, with the penalty count being kind of a little bit evened out later on. 2 ruck infringements to 1, 2 inside 10 metres to 1, 13 errors to 10. Queensland were ill-disciplined in this game, were not ready for this game, and I don't think that they came in with the we've got this in the bag, or we're the underdog, we're going to win. I think they just came in underprepared. I don't think they were ready for this game. Jared Troy says, as a New South Wales supporter, I'm glad that Papali'i isn't playing for Queensland. I'm not sure why they don't pick him anymore. I think that they're also on the same wavelength of go past. Oh no, Papali'i retired, didn't he? I think Josh Papali'i retired. Someone said, I hear the Horsburgh criticism, but I just don't let the Loiero. I don't know the Loiero's origin level. Have to be proven wrong. I don't believe Loiero is necessarily fit for the Storm. I've said this to you guys for a long time. I don't get the Loiero love. I personally don't get it. Dread says, Papali'i retired from Origin. Thank you. Yeah. Nate has a good flogging that was. That's not even true. Matty Williams says, Danny, the game is finished. There's no goner. I know what happened. Danny said, I don't know. I can't even see old mate's comment. Someone says, also think Father Time has caught up to Cherry. Been so off this year with his decision-making and just general game, coming from a Manly fan also. I agree. I know you're not speaking from bias there as well. I know you're not. Because I think it's pretty common consensus that Cherry hasn't been great for Manly this year and did not play a good game here today. I think that he made a very crucial error on multiple occasions tonight. One, not utilising Xavier Coates, your winger, and going yourself on the wing that you have been breaking away down the right-hand side all night. You've already had Xavier Coates break away once. You've had Robert Toya, who had an open pass to Xavier Coates the second time, and then you've made the ultimate decision to not pass the ball, despite the fact that you know if Toya passes that ball, then Coates is away. So that's 2 times down that right-hand side. He passes that ball, and the third time he should know better. But obviously, that wasn't the case. That was his first mistake. His next biggest mistake was, as captain, not taking the 2 to bring it within 6. You are right next to the post. If Val Holmes misses that, you're still going to get the ball back. It's just a drop out from the 20. Right? And I get that it's a very big hero zero play. If Cherry Evans decides to go for the try, they ultimately end up scoring, wowee, fantastic, game's back on, 2-point game. But they didn't. They took the risk. They didn't get the biscuit. So now you criticise it. And it was also first tackle they knocked the ball on. So that's the biggest issue there with Cherry Evans. Sean James is beautiful. 4-time first game win in Queensland since the Origin started. Good call, bro. Appreciate you, Sean. Appreciate you, mate. Matty says, how long till this live ends? Oh, not too long, bro. Not too long. We're just having a bit of a chat here first. And, unfortunately, we'll be here for just a little bit longer. Jared Troy says, as a Roosters supporter, I don't mind if Cherry Evans plays for us, but he most likely is going to the Dolphins. I wouldn't be surprised with that. I think that's their biggest issue with the Dolphins. They need Cherry Evans there as a 7, but they'd have to put Isaiah Katoa into the 6. But Isaiah Katoa's been good in the 7 too. Darren Willis says, okay, so would you personally make changes? Cherry's not getting changed. You'd have to come back and think about this next year. This should be Cherry Evans' last year if they don't go and win Game 2 and Game 3. And even then, I'd probably start to think about moving through. Look, I don't think that you change too much. I do think that from the start of this game, I didn't think that Ruben Cotter should have been in the back row. I think that Bowie Firma should have started the back row. That's not Titans bias. I just think that Bowie Firma is a back rower. Ruben Cotter is not a back rower. So he would normally come off the bench, but the reason why he's not is because Tom Gilbert is injured. So if Ruben Cotter is then starting in replacement there, and Ruben Cotter would usually start the prop alongside Tino. Mo would come off the bench. Instead, they've put Mo at the start with Tino and then Cotter at the back row, but I don't understand that. I would have put Cotter on the bench. I would have put Bo into the starting back row, or I would have put Mo to the bench where he would normally play for Origin and Cotter into the front row, so Mo could include himself there. I didn't really understand that selection there from Billy Slater, especially not selecting him until the 64th minute. Bo didn't come on to the 64th minute. He did not come on to the 64th minute. LG says easy work. Well, it clearly wasn't. So it would have been a 6-point game if Queensland took the kick with 12 minutes to go. So New South Wales fans, your delusion astounds me. Real Fan Sports says, not utilising Coates killed me. Oh, bro, I've been ripping into this all night. Real Fan Sports. And the miscommunication play between Holmes and Fodawaker, I believe, on defence was rough to start. The whole game was a shambles. There's a lot to kind of unpack, but we have unpacked a lot, but there's a lot to unpack with it. Cheers to the stream, Blaze, mate. Keen for Game 2. Yeah, Game 2 in 3 weeks' time. We'll obviously be here. We will be here. Nancy says, go the Mighty Blues. Yeah, they deserved it, man. They definitely deserved it. Don't forget, guys, we'll be here live on Friday. Actually, let's go have a look at the NRL games coming up. So this weekend, we have the Dragons playing the Knights. Then on Saturday, we've got Titans versus Storm, Cowboys versus Tigers, and Manly versus the Broncos. And then we go on to Sunday, which is the Rabbitohs, Warriors, Panthers, Eels, and Roosters, Raiders, with 3 byes coming, which is the Dogs, the Dolphins, and the Sharks. So we'll be live for pretty much all those games. I might not do Dragons Knights, but I will definitely do... No, we'll probably will do Dragons Knights. Yeah, probably will do Dragons Knights. We'll definitely do Titan Storm, Manly Broncos, Rabbits Warriors, Panthers Eels, and Roosters Raiders. Maybe not Cowboys Tigers, but we'll see how we go. We'll see how we're feeling. But wow, massive streaming tonight, guys. We've had 10,500 people come in and vote. We've had plenty of people tuning in. Really appreciate you guys, as per usual. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you guys for the weekend. It's going to be massive. Hopefully, the Titans don't get absolutely punched in the mouth, but it wouldn't really surprise me, to be fair. Manly Broncos should be good. Panthers Eels will be shit house. Raiders Roosters will be massive. So, alright guys, I appreciate you, and I will see you on Friday for the Dragons and the Knights, because I won't be here for the women's game tomorrow because I've got a few other priorities to do. But alright guys, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.